separated.
Hey! Man, you're talking back to me. Take him out.
Gotta keep them separated.
Hey! Pay no mind. You're under 18. You won't be doing it. Hey! Come out and play. It goes out the same as a thousand before. No one's gonna swallow, no one's gonna score. You're never in this free of death and violence and hate. It's gonna tie your own rope, tie your own rope, tie your own. Hey! Man, you're talking back to me. Drink him out.
Gotta keep them separated.
Hey! Man, you're disrespecting me. Drink him out.
Gotta keep them separated.
Hey! Pay no mind. You're under 18. You won't be doing any time. Hey! Come out and play.
Are you ready for some Potters baseball? Potters Baseball brought to you by Stones Broadcast Networks. And now for the play-by-play, here is Mark the Phantom Lowe.
Good Sunday evening to you, everybody. Welcome to McBean Stadium in lovely Lincoln, California for some Sunday evening baseball. Mark the Phantom Lowe along with Evan the Engineer bringing it to you. Thanks for joining us for the third game of this series between the Lincoln Potters and the visiting West Coast Kings. The Potters have taken the first two games. First game was not too tough, 13-2 last night, a back-and-forth affair. The Potters eventually won that one 9-5. They got big efforts from Ty McGraw and Shane Miller, Jordy Lopez. Pitching-wise, the relievers out of the pen, Chang Goebel, Riccardi, Aceto, Garrienti, and Matthias Michel all combined to shut the West Coast Kings down on one run for the last 6 innings of the ball game and helped the Potters secure the win, improving to 10-8 in the PEL and dropping the Kings to 8-10. The Potters are now 27-9 overall. They've got this one a day off tomorrow. Then they'll go down to Fairfield to take on the Salado Mudcats on Tuesday the 14th. Back here for the Mudcats on the 15th. And then on the weekend, it's the Medford Rogues coming in on Friday and Saturday. More about that later. Let's take a look at the lineup that's going to face the right-hander Jack Gouffran for the Potters. The right-hander making his second appearance. He's got Hartman, Johnson, Altamura, the first three. Caleb Hendricks in the cleanup spot. Minton, Johnson, Martinez, Stat, Leard, and on the mound, Alex Hawking for the West Coast Kings. Thank you for that, Evan. And here is Jack Gouffran as the Potters in their home whites. It's a check swing, and Hartman takes strike one. James at 385 on the season, 4 runs batted in. I think he came on he came on for an at-bat on Friday, and he swings and misses at that one. It's 0-2. Hartman out of Contra Costa College. They might be the Comets, I'm not sure, but I like it. Swinging a grounder out to the left of short. Carson Moore has it across the first for a nice play by the Potters shortstop for the first out. So Hartman tries to get it up the middle. Carson Moore is up to the task. It'll bring up Colin Johnston, and it will also bring up the defensive alignment for our Lincoln Potters. We saw Carson Moore at short. Shane Miller over on the left side of the infield. He's at third. Perrin Bland and Ty McGraw round out the infield. Kyle Pedersen behind the plate. In the outfield, it's Ethan Groves, it's Chris Fisher, and it's Brady Dobson for your Lincoln Potters. And here is Colin Johnston. Made his season debut last night, was 0 for 2 in the game. Won eventually by the Potters 9-5. Colin out of Allen Hancock College. At first base tonight. Played some third last night. Gouffran delivers it, and it's fouled off. 86 from Jack, who's from Granite Bay, California. Zach Altamura, who played on Friday, did not play yesterday, and he is on deck. He's batting in the third spot for manager Kyle Gross. Sails that one inside, 2-1. Potters at 10-8 in PEL play, still in fourth place, trying to catch up with the league-leading Prune Packers, but the Crabs and the Rogues are right there in front of the Potters. Swing and a miss on a nice pitch by Gouffran. 2-2, he got up to 88 on that one. So the Potters basically trying to catch Medford and Humboldt. They are through with Humboldt for the season. They have Medford 2 games, as we said, Friday and Saturday, so they've just got to take care of business and pretty much win almost every game all the way out. Chopper over toward third. Backing up on it is Miller. Strong throw, and he got him at first. So Miller, I thought maybe he'd charge in that one, but he backed up, knew his arm, and gunned it across to Ty McGraw over at first base for the second out, and that will bring up Zach Altamura. The first baseman, inning 206, with 6 runs batted in on the season out of Cuesta College down south. Big right-handed hitter is Zach Altamura with Caleb Hendricks to follow him. Anyway, Kyle Gross, gets the lineup up here. the soonest of any opposing manager. And there's a liner to center field. Will it stay up? It will be caught on a dive in center field by Chris Fisher. So Fisher with a fine play robs Altamora of a single. It's 1-2-3 for the Kings in the first. We go to the bottom of inning number 1. Kings nothing. Potters come to bat.
Hey, Potters fans, want to keep restoring and renovating historic McBean Stadium? Now you can become a member of Friends of McBean. Annual membership start at $50. Become a member now at friendsofmcbean.org.
This job is the Esplanade at Turkey Creek phases 4 and 5. Our scope of work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all the top side included with it.
We're putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system in place. It's just cool to be a part of the built environment and know that for the next 100 years that people are going to use and enjoy what we've created here today.
Lincoln Potters baseball.
Bottom of the first inning, Potters go. The Kings go 1-2-3 in the top of the inning, thanks to a fine catch by Chris Fisher. And the Potters will send up Jordy Lopez, Ethan Groves, and Ty McGraw against the right-hander Alex Hawking. He is out of Cal State East Bay. 14 and a third innings pitched on the year, 21 hits, 11 runs, and 16 strikeouts. But the big news so far is that the under-12 baseball team that's selling 50-50 tickets to try to raise money, I think they're going to Cooperstown. I mean, who doesn't? They've already raised, and there's a chopper by Lopez out to second base. Caitlin Laird has it, and he'll throw Jordy out over at first for the first out. They've already sold $950 worth of tickets, and it's in the first inning. That's got to be a record, Evan. I mean, come on. That's a good night. That's a good pot right there in the seventh inning. So they got to be doing a great job out there selling as Ethan Groves comes to the plate. That was Caitlin Laird at second base. Colin Johnson is at first. It's Altamora at short and Davis Minton over at third. Behind the plate, Caleb Hendricks. In the outfield, it's Johnson, Emma Johnson, Bubba Martinez, and Hartman in right field. That is James Hartman as Hawking delivers a high fastball outside to Ethan Groves, who's hitting at 308 with 4 runs batted in. Jordy Lopez, who's already grounded out, was at 453. Coming in, 1-0 on Ethan Groves. He'll take a breaking pitch and he'll take a strike. 1-1. Ty McGraw next, then Shane Miller, Perrin Bland, Kyle Pedersen, Brady Dobson, Carson Moore, and Chris Fisher to back up Jack Gouffran, who's our pitcher for the Potters. There's a chopper foul by Groves. And Hawking is ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. I even sent Luke Stoutwalker out to corroborate the money amount, because that's what's important, obviously, is the 50-50 total to people at home. And Let's see if he's giving me. He just went and bought some tickets. Okay, that's not what I sent him out for. I sent him out to check on tickets. That's outside, ball 2. I think he was just demonstrating their sales pitch is why he had the tickets. So that's going to be that could be amazing. Of course, everybody who's here has already bought tickets. 3-2 now to Groves. Nice Sunday crowd. Late arriving, but man, they filled up really nicely out here. Great night, evening, whatever, to watch a ball game. Kind of pleasant outside. One out here in the bottom of inning number 1. Groves will lift it out to left center field, giving chase as Martinez in center. He'll get there and make a nice running catch. So held up a little too long for Groves, and Bubba Martinez patrolling center field. Patrols his way over to catch that one. And here's Ty McGraw. Ty's been on a little bit of a tear lately, batting now at .333 with 5 home runs and 17 batted in. Hit number 5 last night, which was beyond no doubt. A 2-run blast that put the Potters ahead 6-5. They eventually won 9-5, but it was a timely hit by Mr. McGraw, and he's up here now and takes outside. Shane Miller, who's been just as hot as Ty, if not hotter, in recent weeks, is on deck, and then Perrin Bland, who had a pair of 3-run homers a couple of nights ago. So a nice murderer's row for the Potters here, 3, 4, and 5. McGraw rips it into right field for a base hit. That was 105 off the bat, and it sounded like it as well. So that's the first hit of the ball game for your Lincoln Potters, and that will bring up Shane Miller. Yeah, McGraw is 4 for 7 with 4 runs scored and 4 runs driven in this series. So he has been a thorn in the side, so to speak, of the West Coast Kings. Here's Shane Miller, who, as we said, hitting at .351. He has 3 homers. He's driven in 18 runs. And just a week or so ago, those numbers were 1 home run and 6 RBI. So he has really been on a tear. He takes the strike. A little bit off speed from Alex Hawking at 78. And he's ahead in the count, 0-1. Short lead by McGraw at first base. 0-1 coming up to Shane. And it's down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Perrin Bland looking on expectantly from the on-deck circle. So the Potters with the 3, 4, 5 hitters have a combined 14 home runs and 66 runs batted in. And Ty McGraw hasn't been here that long. There's a throw over to first, and he'll get back. Colin Johnston, the first baseman for the Kings, not really deciding to use this option to tag Ty. Just kind of said, no, I'll just throw it back. Sails the fastball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Grassy Knoll again, well patrolled down there already. Just a great place to sit and watch a ball game. I guess that would be considered general admission if you're going to go sit on the Grassy Knoll. I would get my season tickets there probably. Although it can get a little bit warm. You want to be under this tarp right here on the warmer days. We haven't had that many of them this year. Miller checks the swing. Did he swing? No, he did not, according to the umpire crew, of which we have 3. 3 balls and 1 strike on Shane Miller. He is from Gilbert, Arizona, and attends the University of New Mexico, which is a baseball hotbed for Potters, as we've had about a half dozen of them play here. 3-1 pitch. That's in there for a strike. That's a nice pitch by Hawking. Took something off that and went to the outside corner and caught enough of it to get the call at 3-2 now. And McGraw will be going on the pitch with 2 outs here in the first. Outfield is straight away and deep for Shane. Swings and grounds it into the hole. Second baseman. Nice play at second base. What a play by Galen Laird at second base. Throws to first and gets Miller on an excellent play to rob Shane of yet another base hit. We'll go to the second. Potters nothing, Kings nothing.
Buy a personalized brick for you, your loved ones, or your business, and show everyone your commitment to Lincoln baseball. Framed and engraved by our own Lincoln High Ag program students, your brick will be featured on unique movable brick walls. Find your name in the stadium entrance for the 2024 and 2025 seasons. Then visit your brick in its permanent home inside the stadium. Bricks can be purchased here for $250. Get it now at friendsofmcbean.org.
I'm Bill Spear, North Valley president of Five Star Bank. In a time when business can feel so uncertain, we're here for you every step of the way.
I know they have a lot of bells and whistles within their bank, but just the relationship piece here locally on the business side is huge for us.
5 Star treats us like we're number one. They're right there with suggestions, with help. So I have to bank with people that have our mission in mind.
We're Five Star Bank. How can we help you?
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team helps keep together an amazing organization, and we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve, and getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way.
Top of inning number 2, Jack Gouffran is back out on the mound for the Potters. The right-hander from Granite Bay will face Caleb Hendricks, then Davis Minton and Emmett Johnson for the West Coast Kings here in the second. And the first pitch is a strike at 87 from Jack. Caleb is hitting at .308 with 2 home runs. He's driven in 7. He's 1 for 8 so far in this series. And he'll take that one outside as it goes back to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike on Hendricks, who is from Cal State Bakersfield. It says Cal State University Baco. I assume that's Bakersfield. I don't think there's a Cal State University Baco. If there is, I probably could get into that one. Hits it hard down the third baseline. Great play by Miller. He's up. He throws on a hop to first, and Ty McGraw pulls it off on the other end. What a play by McGraw and Miller to retire Caleb Hendricks. Went to his right, did Shane. Got the hop, threw the hop to first base, and Ty McGraw, who we talked to a couple of weeks ago about his play around first base. He's actually turned into an excellent first baseman, and not just fielding the ball, but fielding throws. And that is super important, obviously, for your infielders to feel confident in you that you can pick them. And that's exactly what Ty did on that play. And Hendricks is out. It'll bring up Davis Minton, who's today's dueling dogs batter, I was just informed. Which means if he strikes out, which he won't do because he just hit a grounder, short hop by Moore over to first for the out. Well, it would have been half off dueling dogs over at the Brick and Barrel Backyard Bar and Grill, but probably more importantly for the Potters, it's an out by Davis Minton, and they'll bring up Emmett Johnson. Emmett hitting at 176 on the season. He hails from Ohlone College. Davis Minton's from Chapman College, don't want to forget that. Bubba Martinez will follow. 2 outs here in the second inning. That one is just a little bit too low. So Gouffran benefiting for some excellent defensive plays. Just the only one hit really hard. Well, Altamora hit a hard line drive to center in the first, and then Hendricks hit the ball hard down the third baseline. That's his out to shortstop. Moore, big hop. He'll go to first, and we'll go to the dugout if you're a Potter. Time to hit in the bottom of the second. Potters nothing, Kings nothing.
Buy a personalized brick for you, your loved ones, or your business, and show everyone your commitment to Lincoln baseball. Framed and engraved by our own Lincoln High Ag program students, your brick will be featured on unique movable brick walls. Find your name in the stadium entrance for the 2024 and 2025 seasons. Then visit your brick in its permanent home inside the stadium. Bricks can be purchased here for $250. Get it now at friendsofmcbean.org.
I'm Bill Spear, North Valley president of Five Star Bank. In a time when business can feel so uncertain, we're here for you every step of the way.
I know they have a lot of bells and whistles within their bank, but just the relationship piece here locally on the business side is huge for us.
5 Star treats us like we're number one. They're right there with suggestions, with help. So I have to bank with people that have our mission in mind.
We're Five Star Bank. How can we help you?
Hi, Bill Evans, president of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team help us keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Bottom of the second inning. It is a scoreless ball game so far, and it'll be Perrin Bland, Kyle Pedersen, and Brady Dobson against Alex Hawking, who gave up one hit in the first inning, but was bailed out by a brilliant play by second baseman Galen Laird to rob Shane Miller. And his first pitch is in the dirt, knocked down by Caleb Hendricks, and it is 1 ball and no strikes. It's the NorCal Legends under-12 team that's raised all the money so far. Waiting to get an official update on that, but it was at 9:50 after a half an inning. So that means everybody's probably already bought tickets. But we still got fans straggling in, so maybe not. Bland lines it. Second baseman makes the play. That's Laird again. That one kind of sounded better than it was, and it had a little tail on it as well, so it came back to Galen Laird. And he has a couple of plays in a row, 1 out, and here's Kyle Pedersen. He was hitting 189. He was 2 for 2 last night and got on base, I believe, all 4 times, did Kyle? Yeah, 2 for 2 and a couple of walks. And the best part is that Willie was distracted by the 50-50 people and couldn't play his walk-up song, so he didn't hear the outfield. And I'm not saying that I hired the people to distract Willie, but it's something I've been considering. 1 ball and no strikes. Brady Dobson is next. He's out in right field for the Potters in this concluding game of a 3-game series. Pedersen fouls that one off, a check swing, and it is 1-1. Kyle from Roseville, California, and UC Davis has a home run. Had that in Healdsburg against the Prune Packers, and he's driven in 5 runs. Breaking ball, beautiful pitch by Alex Hawking, and he'll get the call. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Did exactly what it was supposed to do. It froze the batter and ended up over the plate. So success on all counts for the right-hander out of Cal State East Bay. And we'll go 1 ball and 2 strikes. The scoreboard says 2-1. Swing and miss. Gets away, picked up and gunned down by Caleb Hendricks. So the first strikeout for Alex Hawking is the second out here in the second inning. And Brady Dobson will be the hitter out of Stockton, California. Averages at 241. Home run total 1, RBI 13 for Brady. He's been first base. He's been left field. Tonight he is right field. Carson Moore follows him, then Chris Fisher in the Potters lineup. Brady takes outside. Fastball at 87 from Hawking. And he is behind in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. It's always good to see people use their reusable Potter cups that came out. Because there's some sort of financial benefit to getting those if you come back. Luke Statwalker tells me that the refills are less than full price. Ooh, I like it. Very nice. If you want to know just how much, you have to come and buy one. That's just the way that works. 2-0 pitch. Brady swings and fouls it off, 2-1. I'm kind of a salesman myself, see. Oh, you can't get one? They're all sold out. So why am I using my best sales pitch on something that's all sold out? Well, if they're all sold out, obviously they're pretty good. Makes my point for me. Maybe order a second run of them or something. A couple of weeks left. We could sell some more. Maybe I have one at home. I might want to peddle it on the open market. Interesting. Inside, I believe it hit Mr. Dobson, and so does he, because he's going to run down to first base. And he is there with 2 outs, and Carson Moore coming to the plate. Carson at 263 comes to us from Cameron Park, California. He attends the university known as San Diego State University, although San Diego is not a state, so I don't know what that's all about. But Carson comes up here with a home run and 11 RBI to his credit. Said shortstop tonight. Already had a couple of chances out there. Chris Fisher, the number 9 hitter, waits in the on-deck circle. Dobson is at first with 2 outs. Throw back to first base, and Brady gets back in. Pretty good lead over there for Brady, and Hawking thinks so as well. To the plate, the breaking pitch in there for a strike. Always weird when I look in the on-deck circle and I see number 8, which is Chris Fisher, but it used to be Quincy Malbrough earlier in the summer, and he's one of our favorites out of Loomis, California, and Purdue University. He has returned to Purdue University, so Chris Fisher is filling the uniform. Swing and a miss by Moore. 87 from Hawking. Carson had a good cut at that one, and he is in the hole. 0-2 is Carson Moore. Throw over to first base again. Brady Dobson's like, what am I, Ricky Henderson over here? Come on. 0-2. That's lifted out toward left field, giving chases Johnson, but it will be in the stands. Right over the grassy knoll, hits the walkway there, the new walkway, and bounces into the park. So Carson Moore still alive, but still 0-2 with 2 outs here in the second inning and no score up on the board. Well, zeros are a score, but not a positive score. Altamura playing up the middle at shortstop. Breaking ball misses outside. Pretty big hole between third and short, but the left-handed Carson Moore. Straight away, medium deep in the outfield are the West Coast Kings. Dobson gets his lead. He does not go. The pitch is swung on and missed. And a strikeout, the second of the inning and second of the game for Alex Hawking. We'll go to the third inning. Potters nothing, Kings nothing.
You are Laborers Rising. And now you understand where we came from, what solidarity means, and what we have ahead of us. No one's going to defend us but us. No one's going to help construction workers except us. And I can't wait to see you out there.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills.
Top of inning number 3, no score here between the Kings and the Potters. It'll be Bubba Martinez, James Stat, and Galen Laird for the West Coast Kings. Got a special guest up here, Potter legend, Mr. Brock Rackets. And first of all, Brock, thank you so much for checking us out. I really appreciate you coming up and saying hi.
I appreciate the invite.
Well, I want to get Evan to get the camera on us. I want you to be my Carol Merrill, as they say, if you're old enough to know what that is. Because as I've said all summer long, the people down at the cotton candy place, I never remember their name. They're evil geniuses, and this is another example right here. Brock, what do you think that is?
I mean, it looks and smells fantastic.
It does look and smell fantastic. It is a waffle on a stick, peanut butter and jelly.
Can't complain about that.
That is incredible, my friend. These guys come out and they just make up stuff every day, and then they put a waffle around a stick and they throw whatever it is on there. We've got lemon cake over there as well. Willie's showing the lemon cake one.
Oh,
so it's just incredible. And I know that's not why you're here, but I just sometimes you got to experience. You got to smell the roses sometimes.
I mean, that's a bonus for sure.
That is a bonus for sure.
Makes us all worth it right here.
Yeah, I think we've decided that at the last day of the season we're just going to pig out on waffles on a stick, and that's going to be it. Anyway, Brock Raggets, Potter legend, Potter coach, Potter player, Potter everything. He is joining us out here and now working for William Jessup University, right? Now, what exactly is, I know you've had a couple of different titles over there. What exactly is your title?
So I'm the pitching coach. Yep.
Okay,
still,
well, that's
still
a simple pitching coach, yeah?
Yeah, do a lot of things, help Trev out with everything. Just recruiting right now, though. That's all we're doing right now.
So you're in
for the year.
It has to be, and you and I were talking before the game as we get strike 3 on Bubba Martinez. We're talking before the game. It's got to be a tough time for coaches, especially like a Division II coach, because people are coming to get your players. If your players are good, that's great, but then somebody else wants to come and find them. It's got to be a tough time for you guys.
It is, yeah. Fortunately, we don't lose too many guys for the portal, so knock on wood and keep that thing going.
Wood, yeah.
But now that the draft is over and a lot of the coaches at Division I schools have been hired, we can kind of see where we fall with a lot of the guys we're talking to right now. So that's where we're at right now.
But it's kind of the anxiety, though. I mean, you say
It
you
is.
keep most of the guys, but, I mean, you got to come home and you talk to a guy or you see somebody, well, I like that guy, so I'll talk to him. You like the kid, and you get some kind of, maybe not an agreement, but you think you have an understanding, and then all of a sudden somebody swoops in on you.
Yep, correct. Yeah, that's just a part of the business, honestly. It's the fun part and it's the stressful part, but it's part of it.
It just seems like with all the NIL and everything, it's just so much more a part of it, and everything is so, because kids, you come. A lot of people can come to a player and say, well, I like you, and they give you praise and everything and, fill their head with illusions of grandeur. But then when they actually have its monetary value, it's a little bit different story there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you and I were talking before, and if anytime I ask you a question on here that you don't feel like comfortable answering, just go ahead and say so. As Gouffran is pitching to James Stat here with a 2-ball, 1 strike count, 2-2. Now, you and I were talking about a kid, Joey Garrienti, who I watched at ARC, and is now with you guys over at William Jessup, and he pitched, I think, last night. Looked really good. And you were telling me something about him, and again, if you don't want to share, that's fine, but you were telling me something about the way that you deal with somebody, with a prospect like that. And can you go ahead and share that with me?
Yeah, it kind of comes down to, really what the player is looking for at the end of the day. You know, we offer a lot of autonomy in our program at the end of the day, if it's not causing problems, but at the same time, we're not going to, be a dictatorship type coaching staff. Like, we're going to give our guys a voice, and at the end of the day, we're going to treat them like men, So his big thing was he wanted to learn how to pitch, and that's the biggest thing right there.
That's what I was centering on, because you told me about, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you said you take a guy like Joey, and I'm using Joey as an example because I covered him over at ARC, but I'm sure this applies to a lot of kids. You take them, and they have a certain velocity, and that's what kids are thinking about all the time when they're younger, right? But that velocity, you work with that velocity in a way and teach them other stuff, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yep. A lot of guys these days are chasing the velo. Everyone wants the numbers and the metrics and stuff like that. But to a certain extent, the art of pitching is lost. So you take a guy let's say he's sitting 89 to 91. You drop him down to 85 to 87, whatever it is for the fall. Teach him how to pitch a little bit, and then once he learns how to pitch, gets command of the zone, the velocity will come back.
There's a base hit to right field by Laird, and he is at first with 2 outs. Yeah, but is it that? I mean, it sounds great. The guy's throwing 90. You say, well, let's bring it down to 86, 85, teach you some mechanics, and then it'll come back. But does it come back? I mean, it sounds great.
Yes, most of the time it does. I mean, sometimes obviously it doesn't. But at the end of the day, if you're throwing 91 to the backstop or 87 in the zone, I'll take 87 in the zone every day.
Yeah, and even if it comes back to 89, you still know how to pitch, because that's invaluable.
Yep.
Leadoff man is James Hartman with 2 outs and 1 on at first base. I just thought that was fascinating because it's like the numbers everybody thinks about. It's the be all and the end all. Well, I got to 92.
Yep.
That's where I wanted to be. I got to 92. But you need to learn, and that's what you teach, is that maybe 88 is better for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can get back to the 92, but even if you stay at 88, that if you're pitching rather than throwing, there's a huge difference.
Correct.
And sometimes it takes kids after high school to kind of come to grips with that.
Yep, yeah, and guys grow into their bodies too. Like, some guys develop a little bit later in their career, and they got to understand that and accept it at the end of the day. But, like I said, 92 is great and all, but if you got nothing to pair with it, it's still 92, and it's very easy to hit.
Yeah, and people and batters get used to that because they see it all the time. If you see 95 all the time, then you're going to get used to it. I know it sounds weird to say. Swing and a miss by Hartman, and that one got Kyle Pedersen behind the plate. And catchers are a different breed, aren't they? I mean, you see this, and you got a guy, and if it was a soccer player, he'd be out for weeks, But but you get a catcher, and they say, well, the umpire is always nice. I'm going to walk out with the ball and everything. But by the time he turns around, he expects the catcher to be back no matter what happened to him.
He's not getting pulled out of this game. But catchers are a special breed.
We're on the Potters, as we said. It was a while ago, and your nickname was Oh No, because that's what we said whenever they brought you in. No, but seriously, tell me about a couple of the catchers you worked with when you were pitching with the Potters.
So, I mean, the guys that I worked with, I think at that time, I was a Division II player surrounded by a bunch of other Division II guys.
Yeah.
And back then it was a mixture of Division II, Division I, and guys trying to make it and stuff like that. I think the team we had when I was there were a bunch of Division I catchers, and obviously they see the game a little bit differently than guys I had to throw to. But I just remember talking to them, just how they approached the game. And at that point, I wasn't really aspiring to get into coaching or anything like that. I was just being where I was, and I was young, dumb, didn't really know anything, of course. But catchers are smart, man. You got to pick their brain as much as you can.
Well, the strikeout of James Hartman ends the top of the third. Brock, if you'll hang around for just a couple of minutes in the bottom of the third, I want to ask you about stuff you look for when you're recruiting players. We'll be back right after this. Bottom of the third, no score between the Potters and the Kings.
right, baseball fans, you may have noticed our scoreboard goes out from time to time. You can help us get a new one. Give $20 and get a chance at winning 2 tickets to some of the region's biggest events, like the Outlaw Festival with Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp, a Sacramento Kings game, or Ringling Brothers Circus. All proceeds benefit the Big Swing Capital Campaign. You can buy now at friendsofmcbean.org.
Hey everyone, this is Alex with the Downtown Lincoln Association. We're super excited to kick off Lincoln Loves Local, a new campaign designed to spotlight amazing businesses that make Lincoln so unique. We partnered with Dalila from UN Social Agency to create short, high-quality videos that help boost your visibility and reach right here in the Lincoln community. Each video will be shared on DLA's social media and newsletter, making it easy for locals to discover and support your business. So let's celebrate what makes Lincoln special together.
Hey, Potters fans, want to keep restoring and renovating historic McBean Stadium? Now you can become a member of Friends of McBean. Annual membership start at $50. Become a member now at friendsofmcbean.org.
This job is the Esplanade Turkey Creek phases 4 and 5. Our scope of work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all.
Bottom of the third inning, nothing between the Kings and the Potters. Vince Van Holy is the new pitcher for the West Coast Kings. He relieves Alex Hawking, went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit. He hit a batter and struck out 2, but came out of the game with the score 0-0. Brock Ragatz is my guest, and we looked it up, Brock, and Alonzo Rubalcaba was one of the catchers that you had. And Eli Garcia actually might have been a catcher at some point. This is way back in 2018.
Yeah, he was doing a little bit of everything back then.
Wow, that is crazy. So Brock is with me. He is the pitching coach over at William Jessup University, right down the road there. It's very convenient. You play your games right here, so everything is great. The first hitter is Chris Fisher. What I want to ask you, Brock, is when you're out here and you're looking at a prospect, and I'm not going to name any names, but we'll take both position players and pitchers. Tell me something, if you're watching a pitcher, tell me some of the things you're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, the obvious answer is how they perform on the mound, right? But I think the most important part is we show up for BP and see what they're doing during BP, if they're interacting with guys, if they're by themselves, and really kind of gauge how they are as a teammate and a player, and if they're liked or not, that type of stuff. But I think that stuff's the most important part in the recruiting process is see how they respond and interact with other guys.
No, if you're watching, you say the way they perform on the mound, I mean, it's not, everybody's not going to come out, and go, 9 for 9 and retire.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think a couple things. Obviously, you want to see, we talked about Elo, but you want to see that, obviously.
Yep.
But I would think a little bit of it is how do they react when things aren't going so well?
Correct. Yeah, it's all about interaction. You can tell a lot about a guy with their reaction to any given situation. If it's if it's the poor body language type stuff, that's just a small thing right there that leads to much bigger problems. And sometimes you can work with that, obviously.
Sure.
You just need a little bit of guidance, but performance isn't really everything, especially when evaluating a pitcher. You kind of watch how they move as far as their body goes, see if you can identify some low-hanging fruit for development and, kind of take that into account.
Chris Fisher hit by a pitch, and he was going to steal, but then he fell down, and that happens to the best of us. Happens to me all the time. Jordi Lopez is the batter. You mentioned you really seem like you stress, I know it's an individual team game, baseball, but you really stress how they are with their teammates and stuff. And it's such a situation that you're in. We talked about it, with the portal and everything, and keeping guys and losing guys. Is it even tougher when you miss on a guy like that? Is that something that's really important to you? Like, I want to see how this guy's going to fit into what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because this is every single team in the country.
Yeah,
they'll bring in a guy, and they'll bring in a guy. They might have hit on him as a player, but as a person on the team, they might have missed on him, and that can hamper culture and stuff like that. So, you really got to vet these guys and make sure they're open to what you're preaching at your university and what they're going to do to fit into the culture at the end of the day.
Before I ask you about position players, I want to go back to something you said before when you talked about when you were pitching, you weren't thinking of being a coach, and I know you and I have talked about this before. But when did that worm begin to turn? When did it become Brock Ragatz pitcher, and now Brock Ragatz, I'm thinking I want to stay around the game a little bit.
Yeah, so graduating college, the original plan was to get into the administration side and did that, and then I also got into coaching. But before I got into coaching, I gave my first pitching lesson and, being able to teach something to, I think it was a 12-year-old kid at the time, and help them do something they wanted to achieve at their high school or getting into high school was something really, really internally gratifying.
And running on the pitch, Chris Fisher, a chopper to second base. Lopez is out at first, but Fisher says, I'm going to keep going. And he makes it from first to third on the infield out, puts himself in scoring position. And that will bring up Ethan Groves. And obviously that's kind of something. We just saw Chris doing this.
Yep.
That's something you go, well, this guy knows a little bit something about the game.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, that's a big thing.
The IQ situation, the IQ factor.
Yeah, it's hard to teach that spot.
Yeah,
right there.
You just have it or you don't. And some of it is you got to be a little bit risk-taking, you got to be a little bit daring because that could backfire obviously on you. But he makes it to third, and actually Lopez was called safe at first base, so Jordy beat it out as Laird threw over to first. I thought it was going to be close. I thought they might have nipped him a little bit, but he'll get the single, and Lopez is 1 for 2. So let's switch over, Brock, to the position players.
Yep.
You come out, you watch BP with the pitchers. What about the position players?
Position players are a lot easier to evaluate during BP. It comes down to what they're doing. He's got it.
Lopez goes into second base as a wild pitch in the dirt.
What they're doing in their round as they're taking swings in the cage, how they're responding after a poor round or a good round, whatever, how they're talking to their coaches. And then the big thing is what they're doing when they're not hitting. So they're getting live reps in the field or they're just standing around doing nothing. That's a big identifier right there.
It's been, the experience since you were a little kid in Little League. You've always thought, at least it would have been drummed into you, is if you can hit, you're going to be in the lineup. But as you get better and better competition and higher levels, the other side of the thing comes into play a little bit more, doesn't it?
I would argue the defensive side of things are more important now, especially with us transitioning to the Pac West and getting 2 years of full scheduled games to kind of see what it takes to win in the conference. We're prioritizing the defensive side of the ball right now.
That's nice to hear. And how do you – so you're out here watching – I mean, we see – I see Webb gems every night on a regular level. I mean, Chris Fisher had one tonight in center field. Shane Miller had a great play at third. They had a couple of great plays as well, the Kings. And so it's not only that, though, right? It's the ability – to handle the routine play, make the routine plays every single time.
Every time, that's as close to every single time as possibly can. But it's a big thing for us in the recruiting process right now.
And when I watch infielders, I mean, especially shortstops, second base, third base, you see what kind of rhythm they have, what kind of procedure they have. Like when they get the ball, do they hold the ball? Do they go with it right away? Do they do the crow hop, or do they throw flat-footed? There's a sharp grounder out to second base. Laird has it. He'll go to first and get Ethan Groves, but Ethan will plate the run, and Fisher scores for the first run of the ball game. Lopez will move over to third base. So, that's impressive. You look at a guy, you got to get the bat on the ball, and he gets the bat on the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, it's you're watching everything. I think what I want to impress upon people, younger people especially, who listen to this and go, because they have no idea. They're out there going, well, the guy wants to see me hit a home run, that kind of thing. And it's what you do from the minute you arrive until the minute you're done.
Yep.
And it's not done when the game's done, because coaches are watching how you respond to the result of the game and how you respond to the other umpires and the other team and all kinds of stuff, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It starts from are you helping setting up the field for BP, or you standing around in flip-flops while other guys do it, and from the point the final out's made in the game, how you respond and all that stuff. So everything in between. That
is fascinating stuff. And then I'm just going to assume this from the way you are. I mean, it seems like you love it.
I do. Yep.
You love it all.
Absolutely
you love it from the pitching part. You love it the recruiting part.
Yep.
And just being with young people and working with them like you did the 12-year-old kid, who, by the way, his name was Paul Skeens. I didn't want anybody to know that, but that's what his name was. So you did a pretty good job with it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Just kind of shows how old you are.
Well, no, it's fun. Yeah, you have to love it. Long days in the spring, and it's all worth it at the end.
McGraw takes a ball 1-0 or 2-0. Make that 3-0, Evan tells me.
But speaking of making it worth it, we had 3 Potter legends graduate and walk across the stage this spring.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Eric Vassar.
Eric Vassar.
Aiden Isola, then Quentin Hall.
That is outstanding, man.
That
really
legends,
is outstanding.
That's the best part of the
certainly
job.
Are. Yeah, they certainly are. Quentin Hall, he might have been like one of the first Potter teams.
He might be a Potter great at the end of this.
Yeah, he might be a Hall of Famer. I mean, I don't know. I'm still trying to get the Hall of Fame. I'm still trying to get, the powers that be to establish it. I mean, 10 years, we got some pretty good candidates.
We do, yep.
We really do. Popped up by McGraw. Shortstop is Altamura. He is waving everybody off, but there's nobody near him, so kind of needless. He makes the catch. That's a big out right there for Van Holy to get McGraw, who's been swinging a hot bat, and he'll bring up Shane Miller. Yeah, Eric Vassar. Well, I was just talking about Eric Vassar, I think, yesterday with Jordan, talking about one of the best arms. Right-hander, one of the best arms in Isola. I mean, I've known him since he was a little kid. I know his brother Alex played with my son. So, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he walked across the stage this year too. So that's
great.
That's the best part of the job right there, is seeing guys start their lives and finish a big milestone in their personal lives, and get into the workforce.
Well, I mean, it kind of validates what you thought about it. I don't know if you went out and recruited all these guys or just you know them, but I mean, it shows that they're that kind of character guy, that they saw that through. I mean, because it's not, believe me, I know everybody says, well, you went to college. It's not easy.
It's not.
And especially nowadays with all the different demands on your time as an athlete and stuff, it's really not easy. And we commend those 3 Potter legends for sticking through it. That's great stuff. And now Coach Raggets is out. Hey, Coach Raggets. Hey, you know, brother. I probably call you Brock now, I guess.
First name basis now.
Yeah, that's right. Familiarity. But watch it. There's a line, okay? Shane Miller grounded out to second on a great play by Laird back in the first inning. Potters have scored once here in the third. They lead it 1-0, 2 outs, and Miller at the plate. Van Holy delivers it as high for a ball. 3-0. Perrin Bland on deck. And you've seen this a million times, Brock, when the guys come out, and Shane was like this. You come out in early days that you're out here. And the first week or so, it's kind of like slow. You're not playing every day. You don't get 2 or 3 hits right away. And it starts out slow, and Shane was like that. I think he was like 1 for his first 8, something like that.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, when you catch, when you get on track, he has just been dialed in since then.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. I'm not sure where he's from or anything like that, but a lot of the guys are from different parts of the country. So that first week, you're in a new part of the country. You've never been out here before. You're with a new group of guys. There's 45 guys in the locker room, or however many guys are on the roster that you're trying to get to know, plus a new coaching staff. And you're just trying to get your feet wet a little bit, but it takes a little bit to acclimate to, all the new surroundings right now.
And that's a way of, testing the thing. And you talk about character. You get a guy, you're coming out here in the summertime, it's even more. I mean, because, as you know, the turnover is very quick.
It is, yeah.
And you're going to try, and I know you talked about it. We've talked about it with the Potters. One of the things you do as a team is try to coalesce very quickly.
Yeah.
And it's on. And Ryan Stevens was brilliant at it. The way he got people together very quickly. And it's something that we've come to take for granted. And it's not easy. It's not a given. They come out here, and the character of the players has so much to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, at the end of the day, everyone's out here to get better. And they all have that same goal. And, picking each other up is the biggest way to become boys and in the clubhouse and on the field, and it'll pay off. But it's very difficult that first week or two. You're just unfamiliar with all the bodies in the clubhouse.
You don't know the people, you don't know the place, you don't know anybody.
Yep.
Basically, you're out here. Shane, who just got the base on balls, is from Gilbert, Arizona, but he went to New Mexico, where as you know, about half dozen Potter legends coming down to New Mexico. That one hit Perrin, I think, and he'll go down to first base. And that's kind of something, especially late in the summer, you just don't want to get hit by a pitch, because who knows, it hits you in the wrist the wrong way or something like that, and all of a sudden you're on the shelf and stuff. And obviously the pitcher's not trying to hit you either.
Yeah.
But so that loads the bases, and here's, oh no, they found this walk-up song. I just don't. That song is just in my brain. It's like a worm in my brain. So Kyle is up here with the bases loaded. Lopez over at third. At second is Shane Miller. And Bland very painfully down at first. Brock Raggets, Potter legend, is my guest, the pitching coach over at William Jessup. And so tell me a little bit about what you said. You guys are in the first year of your league, and it's a step up in scheduling?
Yeah. So this was our second year. So we just finished our second year, going into our third year. Back in the NAIA, kind of the whole recruiting philosophy was bringing guys to outscore teams. And like back in the NAIA, especially playing at McBean, we can just out-hit and outscore teams and, post a really good record. But the transition, it's just it's a little bit different. There's better pitching.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say the offenses are worse in this conference, because they're not. They're better. But just going off the teams that have been successful in this conference, they play really good defense at the plate. They don't strike out a lot. They don't necessarily slug a ton, but they don't strike out a lot. They hit doubles and they play good defense.
Sounds like some pretty good games to see.
It's fun. Yeah. Absolutely. Especially when you're winning.
Yeah, well, I mean, you come out here, you watch ball. You want to see a clean game. You want to see teams playing, quote unquote, the right way. And obviously, we all love to see home runs, but you win more games with timely base hits and stuff like that, and good defense, like you always point out. Patterson swings and misses. So it is 0-2 on Kyle. We are just in the third inning here. Potters trying to close out the sweep here of the West Coast Kings. They lead it 1-0. The RBI ground out by Ethan Groves after Chris Fisher went from first to third on a ground out to second base. And to put himself in scoring position. 0-2 now on Kyle. And that's way outside. Goes back to the backstop. Here comes Lopez head first, and he's in. So a gift for the Potters, and Jordy Lopez takes it. And, you guys play here all the time. You never know what's going to happen when the ball goes past the catcher because that backstop will get it right back to you. That one went up a little too high, got on the screen.
Yeah, is it going to hit the pad? Is it going to hit the net? Or is it going to hit the wood?
And you've got to
three different bounces.
You've got to just, rely on the experience of the base runner. Yep. Jordy's been here all summer. He's seen it. And he also has a pretty good belief in his own speed. So here's the next pitch. Pedersen swings and misses.
Good pitch.
And down to first base. And the Potters get a couple of runs here in the third. Brock Raggets, we say thank you very much. Go back out there, sit down, do your job that you're here for, which is scouting some players out there and getting them to William Jessup. Brock Raggets, our guest. Thanks a lot, Brock. We'll see you in the top of the fourth with the Potters ahead 2-0.
Fans want to keep restoring and renovating historic McBean Stadium? Now you can become a member of Friends of McBean. Annual membership start at $50. Become a member now at friendsofmcbean.org.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers...
Top of inning number 4. Jack Gouffron is back out on the mound for the Potters. He's given up 1 hit through 3 innings and struck out 3 and had some excellent defense behind him as well. Colin Johnston will be the first hitter, the first baseman for the Kings. Grounded out to third base on a great play by Shane Miller back in the first inning, so he is 0 for 1, 0 for 3 in the series so far. 0 for 3 in the season because he just joined the West Coast Kings out of Allen Hancock College. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1. It's Zach Altamora and then Caleb Hendricks to follow Colin here in the fourth. 2, 3, and 4 for the West Coast Kings. Potters on top 2-0, scratching out a couple runs in the third. Hit down to third. Big hop for Miller. Shane across the diamond, strong throw, and he's got him at first base. So Johnson out third to first for the second time this evening. And here's Zach Altamora, who ate a line drive into center field in the first inning, and Chris Fisher made a excellent sliding catch to rob Zach of a base hit. So he will try it again. Out of Cuesta College, hitting .206 coming in here. Should have been a little higher now, but Fisher robs him of the base hit. Right-hander against right-hander. Breaking ball's lifted to right field. Dobson has a bead, backs up a couple of steps, and makes the catch about 3 steps in front of the warning track in right field. So Altamora hit the ball solidly, but a little bit off balance. Didn't get everything behind it, and Dobson with the out. Quickly 2 outs here in the fourth inning, and Caleb Hendricks, who also grounded out the third his first time up. Another good play by Shane Miller. As he steps in, Caleb brought a .308 average into the game. 2 home runs and 7 batted in. Hits it on one hop to shortstop. Nice scoop by Carson Moore. He'll gun it to first, and that's the inning. Very efficient by Gouffron. Good job by the Potters defense. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Potters on top, 2-0.
You are laborers rising. And now you understand where we came from, what solidarity means, and what we have ahead of us. No one's going to defend us but us. No one's going to help construction workers except us. And I can't wait to see you out there.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Brady Dobson leads us off in the bottom of the fourth inning. Potters on top 2-0. Vince Banholi is the pitcher for the West Coast Kings. Second pitcher. Alex Hawking went the first 2 innings, and Brady Dobson takes a ball a little bit outside. Scores around the league. Well, actually, only one other league games in action. We had a doubleheader up in Healdsburg. Mudcats won game 1 over the Prune Packers 5-1. Prune Packers come back and win game 2 15-5. So a split of a doubleheader. Mudcats are the next opponent for the Potters. They'll go down to Solano and take them on Tuesday and be right here on Wednesday, 6:35. That is a Wine and Wiener Wednesday. So you want to be out here for that. We got $2 off wine pours. We got half-price sangrias. We've got $2 off hot dogs. We got bacon-wrapped hot dogs. It's a party on Wednesday. Look out, that one's over the head of Brady Dobson. 2 balls and 1 strike. So you want to come out here on a Wine and Wiener Wednesday. It is totally worth it. Then on Friday, it is Christmas in July. First 500 fans get snow globes, and I'm sure there's other stuff as well to commemorate Christmas in July, because you don't call Christmas in July and then not have Christmas. So there you go. Saturday night, Star Wars night, and fireworks. So that will be amazing. Get tickets for that now. I urge you, as Dobson rips a foul ball into his friends over on the Potters dugout side, because the fireworks nights tend to sell out. So you want to grab your tickets and come out here, because not only are there fireworks, but it's Star Wars night, and that's a great night. We have Star Wars jerseys, we have auctions, we have characters. We nailed the Harry Potter characters, I thought, Evan, so we've got to make our picks for the Star Wars characters. Now, I think Chewbacca's Star Wars, right? I'm going Chewbacca. I mean, Hagrid was like that huge Hagrid. All that guy has to do is change his outfit, and he's Chewbacca. Hey, I'm thinking Darth Vader's going to be here, and that black suit he wears is not conducive to the heat. So, I mean, it's not if you're like the ultimate evil, Dobson. If you're the ultimate evil in the whole universe, you don't care if it's a little warm. Oh, it's too warm out here. I can't paralyze people with my powers and stuff. So I think they'll be fine. I mean, maybe you get Luke or Han Solo, Princess Leia out here, obviously. And I know there are other Star Wars characters, but for me, there's only 3 movies. I'm sorry, I got to say that. Although I did like some of the more recent ones, but people tend to make fun of them, and I kind of liked a couple of more recent ones. But yeah, you want to get Chewbacca and Darth, Luke, of course, Han. Dobson hits it out towards second base. Laird comes in, gets the big hop, goes to first, and staying on the bag is Colin Johnston over there for the first down. So Dobson is down. He was hit by a pitch his first time up, so he is 0 for 1, and here's Carson Moore. The Potters shortstop is 0 for 1, striking out back in the second inning. Oh, the Potters bat boy did you take a swan dive out there? Yeah. Doing a good job, though. Chris Fisher comes out on deck. Willie Preston is like selling the raffle tickets from up here. He's got people raising their hand that they want raffle tickets, and he's directing team members to them and giving them gift cards. And he's just all about that life, is Willie. He's the best, absolutely the best PA man in the business, bar none. 0-1 on Carson. Thanks to Brock Raggett for spending a couple of minutes. Fascinating take at the whole recruiting thing now in college sports. And kind of some good tips for you if you're a young guy or being recruited or about to be, or you want to know what coaches are looking for when they come looking at you, or the thing about it is, as Moore rips one into right field, moving over is Hartman, and he'll make the catch. Carson hit that one a little bit too well, and Jack Hartman gets it out in right field. Make that James Hartman. Jack may be his nickname, maybe his brother, I don't know, but James is the one who made the catch, and here's Chris Fisher. But the coaches and people are watching everything you're doing. They're watching how you approach the game, how you approach your teammates, how you approach the umpires, other teams and everything. So, you want to be, if you want to be somebody who's considered to play any sport at the next level. It doesn't have to be baseball, basketball, football, whatever. Coaches and people or scouts, they're watching everything you're doing because they want to make sure, as Brock said, that you're a fit for their program, because if you're not and they bring you in, that stalls their progress, and they've got to spend time trying to get you into the fold and everything, and they could be spending that time doing other things. Fisher, check swing, it's a strike, 0-1. So just keep that in mind if you're someone who says, I want to play sports at a higher level than high school. I mean, it's good to start those habits even earlier than high school, but you certainly want to have them in place when you try to go beyond high school, which not a lot of people get to do, to be honest. Fisher pops it up, short right field, coming on is Hartman, and he's got a beat on it, and he'll make the catch. And Van Holle with a real fine inning here in the fourth. We go to the fifth. Potters 2, Kings nothing.
Hey, baseball fans, you may have noticed our scoreboard goes out from time to time. You can help us get a new one. Give $20 and get a chance at winning 2 tickets to some of the region's biggest events, like the Outlaw Festival with Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp, a Sacramento Kings game, or Ringling Brothers Circus. All proceeds benefit the Big Swing Capital Campaign. You can buy now at friendsofmcbean.org.
Hey everyone, this is Alex with the Downtown Lincoln Association. We're super excited to kick off Lincoln Loves Local, a new campaign designed to spotlight amazing businesses that make Lincoln so unique. We partnered with Dalila from UN Social Agency to create short, high-quality videos that help boost your visibility and reach right here in the Lincoln community. Each video will be shared on DLA's social media and newsletter, making it easy for locals to discover and support your business. So let's celebrate what makes Lincoln special together.
Lincoln provides all the charm of a small town, yet still provides access to excellent local medical care. At Lincoln Urgent Care, you can find expert services and a compassionate staff available 7 days a week. A friendly front desk staff will welcome you when you come into our brand new facility. Your wait time will be minimal at our walk-in clinic, unlike the emergency room. From broken bones and lacerations to allergies, flu shots, and illnesses, we treat a variety of urgent medical conditions. What sets us...
Top of the fifth inning, Jack Gouffran is back out on the mound, and he is facing a confluence that doesn't happen every once in a while, kind of like Alex comment. Davis Minton, who's the dog batter, comes up, and he's the first batter in the fifth inning, so he's also the Farmers' fifth inning batter. So if he strikes out, it's half off dueling dogs, but if he makes an out of any kind, it's half off of Farmers. So a lot of weight on Davis's shoulders as he takes a strike. He is out of Chapman College, and he grounded to short his first time up. So he is 0 for 1. And it is 0-1. Breaking ball's chopped down to third. Miller with a big hop, takes a step, throws to first. McGraw tags him, and he's safe at first base. They had to know he was the Farmer's batter. The throw pulled off Ty McGraw. He tried to put the tag on Minton, and give Minton credit. He kept his wits about him and avoided the tag. It'll be an error on the throw. First error for the Potters. And he is at first base with nobody out, and Emmett Johnson. Now, if he happens to be forced out at any base, then it is still going to be half off of Farmers, which is Willie's rule, and I have to stick by it. By the way, I love that rule. As Emmett Johnson takes a strike, he grounded out to short himself. For instance, if the Potters happen to turn a double play here, then he is half off Farmers. We've already had a double, I think, so that the easiest promotion of all time has already been achieved. Have we had a double yet? I don't know. Maybe we haven't. Okay. No, I don't think we have. So maybe the easiest promotion has not been reached yet, Evan, the engineer. Fouled off. That promotion is the Potters turn a double play, or if any Potter hitter gets a double, one lucky row gets free double-doubles. Again, brilliant. But this has been one of the longest times we've gone in a game without it happening. 1-2 now on Emmett. Breaking ball swung on a miss, and the bat goes flying into the screen. Thankfully, nobody hurt. And Johnson is out on strikes. That is strikeout number 4 for Jack Gouffran. But still over at first base is Davis Minton with 1 out now. And here's Bubba Martinez. We're in number 28 and 0 for 1. Coming in 300 for Bubba with 2 runs batted in. He's out of Monterey Peninsula Community College, MPCC, and he'll take the ball outside, and a good block by Kyle Pedersen. Shane Miller down at third, Carson Moore at short, Perrin Bland at second, Ty McGraw at first. It's Brady Dobson in right, and center Chris Fisher and Ethan Groves in left. That's your Potters defensive alignment as that pitch misses outside. 2-0 to Bubba Martinez. James Stat, the DH, will be next. Piper, armed with the Super Soaker, swaggering around, looking for someone to victimize. It's not as hot as it has been, Piper. It may not be as popular as it once was. 2-0 pitch is 3-0. So Martinez has watched a couple go outside the strike zone, and he is in the driver's seat. 3 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss. Kudos to Bubba. He says, I'm here to hit. If it's 3-0, I'm going for it. Willie, did you try the PB&J waffle on the stick? And it is primo? I like it. Yes. I think I even like it better than the lemon. That's your best? Is that number 1 on the parade now? Number 1, PB&J. It's ripped into left field, a base hit by Bubba Martinez. So Willie says number 1 on the list for the entire summer is PB&J waffle on a stick. That's incredible. I'm not surprised, but that's incredible. Second hit of the game for the Kings as Martinez sharply hit line drive to left, brings up James Stat, who struck out in the 3rd inning. Stopping at second was Davis Minton. And now we're going to have Nate Kujawski come out and talk to his pitcher, Jack Gouffran, out of Granite Bay, California. And he'll just maybe come out to settle him down a little bit because he had Martinez, well, he got down 3-0, and then he came back and got the strike, but Martinez was sitting on whatever he got, an 85-mile-an-hour fastball, and he lined it to left field. Groves gets it back in quickly to keep Minton at second base, keep the double play in order. And the umpire says, okay, I'm all for conferences. I'm into that. But let's break it up. Let's go, Nate. And he will go back to the bench, will Mr. Kajowski. Willie is explaining his peanut butter and jelly waffle on a stick fascination to the crowd here, who are all anticipating the 50-50 drawing, actually, since there's, like, last I heard was $1,140 in that thing. So split it up, you get $570. Stat takes a strike. 0-1. Gatlin Laird, the second baseman, who singled his first time up, is on deck. Breaking ball is strike 2. Ideally for Potter fans, we'd get a ground ball to third and tag the bag and throw it to first and retire the Farmers' fifth inning leadoff batter. But I think more importantly is just getting the outs without giving up any runs. I think that's probably more important. Overthrows the fastball and it's outside. 1-2. James Stat, who was a late substitution in the lineup as the DH, is out of Chapman University. Breaking ball is fouled down the right field line off the screen. And we'll do it again at 1-2 strikes. Potters will have tomorrow off and then go down to Fairfield to take on the Solano Mudcats, who split a doubleheader with Healdsburg today, winning the first game 5-1, losing the second 15-5. Breaking ball just misses outside. Pedersen trying to frame it. Couldn't get away with it, and it'll be 2-2. Then the Potters are back here on a Wine and Wiener Wednesday, 6:35 on Wednesday. Might be a little warm on Wednesday, I'm told, so come out and cool off, you know. It's a little blooper to first base. McGraw gets off the ground a little bit and makes the catch. That could have been trouble, but Ty McGraw up to the task for the second out. And Gatlin Laird, the second baseman, is your hitter. He is 1 for 1, 222 on the season, 2 for 9 coming in. So now 3 for 10. So Gatlin Laird, who hails from Folsom Lake College, FLC, right over there. You know, you go that way. It's a ways. I mean, you're not going to get there in the next couple of minutes. Gouffran delivers. It's lifted out towards center field. Coming on is Chris Fisher. And the right fielder, Brady Dobson, cuts in front of the last minute, and Gouffran gets out of the jam with the catch by Dobson. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Potters still on top, 2-0.
Hey, Potters fans, want to keep restoring and renovating historic McBean Stadium? Now you can become a member of Friends of McBean. Annual membership start at $50. Become a member now at friendsofmcbean.org.
This job is work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all the top side included with it.
We're putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system in place. It's just cool to be a part of the built environment and know that for the next 100 years that people are going to use and enjoy what we've created here today.
Bottom of inning number 5, Vince Van Holy still out on the mound for the West Coast Kings. He had a rocky first inning that he pitched in the third. He hit 2 batters, walked 2 batters. Potter scored twice. Came out in the 4th inning and was 1-2-3 with a couple of fly balls. So he is back in the bottom of the 5th to pitch to Jordy Lopez. The top of the order for the Potters, Jordy followed by Ethan Groves and Ty McGraw. Jordy 1 for 2, and he has scored a run. Takes outside with the fastball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes to Jordy Lopez. Came in at .453 with a pair of home runs. 31 runs batted in on the summer for Jordy. Tie with the league lead, or the team lead, with Perrin Bland as he takes ball 2. So Jack Dufresne is through 5 innings of a shutout ball. Had himself a little trouble there in the 5th, but a good play by McGraw and then a fly out. Squashed the disturbance and allowed him to escape unscathed. Potters, again, they are the masters of congregating in the bullpen without really doing anything, so it's really hard to tell what's going on down there. 3-0 to Jordy. And that is ball 4. Third walk along with 2 hit batters given up by Van Holy. And here's Ethan Groves, who had an RBI ground out back in the 3rd inning. His 5th run batted into the summer for Ethan out of Elk Grove, California, and he attends Sacramento City College. I don't know what it is about a lazy Sunday, but we've sold over almost $1,200 worth of 50-50 tickets. Piper is down there selling them. Willie was selling them over the mic a minute ago. That is down low for a ball. The Kings, nothing happening in their bullpen right now. Their starter, Alex Hawking, went 2 innings, gave up a hit and a walk, and he struck out 2. And Van Holy came on in the 3rd, pitched the 4th, and now here in the 5th, where he was walked Lopez and tries to chase Jordy back to first with the throw over there to Colin Johnston. Dufresne, I don't think, has thrown a lot of pitches through the 5 innings that he's been out there. Don't think he's walked anybody yet, or if he has, it's just 1. There's a delay steal. Lopez will slide in, and the tag is applied. A nice play by the shortstop right there, trying to get Lopez, who went for the delayed steal and pulled it off. Pitch was called a ball, so it's 2-0. Zach Altamura playing shortstop and almost made an incredible play out there to get Jordy Lopez. But Lopez with a stolen base. And here's Groves. 2 balls and no strikes. Ty McGraw and then Shane Miller to follow. And then Perrin Bland for the Potters. We're trying to stretch this one out a little bit here as we are in the 5th, but still that last top of the 5th is a little uneasy having a couple of guys on base. The Kings have a couple of their starters from the first 2 games that are not in the starting lineup tonight, so assuming they're here, they've got some guys they can bring off the bench and be some pretty good pinch hitters. Blake Porter being one of them. And also Miles Clayton, their number 1 and 2 hitters from last night. Groves takes a strike. So you don't want to bring this down to late inning close game scenarios. Groves is flied to center and grounded out. 0 for 2 with an RBI. The only RBI for the Potters as the other run was scored on a wild pitch. And Groves rips that one to right field. Going back is Hartman, still going back. That is off the fence. Groves is at second. He's going to stay there, and Lopez says, I'm going for the plate. The throw comes in. He is safe. A fine throw by Laird at second base, but Jordy Lopez makes it happen, and the Potters are up 3-0. Groves gets the RBI double, and I thought for a minute he might be leaving the park, and the Potters lead at 3-0. Here's Ty McGraw. McGraw singled and popped out to shortstop, so he is 1 for 2. Up here with Groves at second, and now we're going to get our guy Kyle Gross, the manager of the West Coast Kings, is going to come out and talk to his pitcher. Like I said, I don't see anybody warming up, but they might have had somebody up earlier, and he would be ready to come in. But that was just a well-hit ball by Ethan Groves. Van Holdey putting himself in trouble with the base on balls to Lopez. Jordy, I thought it was, he's at second base when that play started, so he had to wait and see. It looked like he waited and see, make sure Hartman or Martinez couldn't get to that ball that Groves hit. I thought he had a better chance of getting out than somebody who had a chance of getting to it, but Jordy made it happen and beat the throw. And here is a intentional pass to Ty McGraw. Set up the double play possibility. Also not have to pitch to Ty McGraw, who, as we said earlier, has been a little bit of a thorn in the side. But, of course, so is Shane Miller, who's grounded out and walked in this one. Shane out of Gilbert, Arizona, and the University of New Mexico comes in at 386 with 3 home runs and 18 batted in. He has not been here for the whole summer, but he has really started to heat up. As Brock said, it's common for somebody from out of town. You know, new surroundings, haven't played in a while, not playing every day. Got to get in the groove, but Shane is there now. He takes on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Stirring in the Kings bullpen now. As Van Holdey looks in to get a sign from Caleb Hendricks. That misses outside. 1-1 off-speed pitch from Van Holdey. One ball, one strike. Groves being held at second base by Altamura, and that ball misses low and outside. Miller has shown a very good recognition of the strike zone, which obviously is important for being a good hitter. Piper the Peacock walking by. He's thinking about, you know something, next inning I do my dance contest. And that's one of the things he's best known for, so there's a little pressure on him to make it work. NorCal legends coming by, waving their signs. Everybody says, we've already given, man. Swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch by Vince Van Holdey. And it goes to 2-2 with Perrin Bland waiting on deck. Just a great night for baseball out here. Perfect weather. 2-2 pitch. Hit high in the air to right field. Hartman trying to get a beat on it. Now keeps going back. Reaches up at the fence to make the catch. Both runners will tag and advance. As Hartman, with a really fine running catch, is coming up against the Raising Cane sign out in right field. And I thought Miller got all of it. He obviously did not. Far enough to get 2 runners advance, but a good play by Hartman. And now with runners at second and third, it's P. Bland. Perrin out of Meridian, Mississippi. We say hi to Mayor P. Bland III and Mama. I think it's Deirdre. Hopefully she'll be able to make it out before the end of the season. We got a big weekend next weekend, Mama. At the Medford Rose coming to town. We could use your help. Bland has popped out and been hit by a pitch. It's a sharp grounder into the hole. Left field, the base hit. He'll score 1. McGraw will have to wait at third. And Bland delivers another RBI, takes back the team lead at 32 over Jordy Lopez. Groves scored, and McGraw moves to third. 2 runs in the inning for the Potters on 2 hits. They've got 4 runs on 4 hits. And here's Kyle Pedersen with that dreadful outfield song. It's called Your Love, but you notice Josie on vacation far away. And Evan, who's Mr. 70s and 80s rock for some reason, he's buying vinyl of the, Leonard Skinner and stuff. Steve Miller Band. I mean, all right. Big Old Jet Airliner. Have you tasted that one? That one is awesome. I love Big Old Jet Airliner. And Jungle Love, that's my other favorite Steve Miller song. I'm not the take the money and run, that kind of, times keeps on slipping. That's just fine. You can have that, but Jungle Love and Big Old Jet Outliner. That's the jam. Evan and I finally found something after a couple of months that we agree on. Pedersen takes outside. A nice stop by Caleb Hendricks to keep that one from going back to the backstop and perhaps allowing a run to come in. The Potters lead this one 4-0. RBIs by Ethan Groves and Perrin Bland. See if Perrin thinks about maybe taking off. I'm suggesting it perhaps. And there he goes. Inside, the throw will not go as it's a ball fake by Hendricks. I'm glad I still have my inner, I have the communications. I can get into the main, the brain trust over there, the Potters. And when I suggest steal, then that's what they do. Pedersen with a 3-ball, no strike count. Brady Dobson is on deck. Here's the 3-0, ball 4. So Kyle goes down to first. Perrin Bland is at second. At third is Ty McGraw. And here's Brady Dobson. Watch out, Brady. You got a little kid right behind you over there. Don't be taking your swing. He's out there. The ball kid is out there getting the pads from Kyle Pedersen. We got a left-hander working in the Kings bullpen now. And I'm sure that they want Van Holy to get out of this 5th inning. Here's Dobson. Pops it up left side. Third baseman going in and just can't get there. That was Davis Minton over there. Went up against his own dugout and it came off the top. So 0-1 on Brady Dobson, who has been hit by a pitch and grounded to second base. He has a home run this summer. He's driven in 13 runs with a .241 batting average out of Lincoln High down in Stockton. And Cal State Fullerton takes it in the dirt, 1-1. Carson Moore comes out on deck. Potters have scored twice, threatening for a couple of more here with Brady Dobson at the plate with the bases loaded. Trying to raise their record in the PEL to 11-8 in a day that saw the Mudcats split a doubleheader with the Healdsburg Boom Packers up in Healdsburg. Swinging a foul by Brady Dobson. 1-2. And it's tough to win at Rec Park up in Healdsburg. So tip of the cap to the Mudcats, but that tip of the cap stops on Tuesday when we visit them, and Wednesday certainly when they visit us. 6:35 first pitch. Tickets at LincolnPotters.com for a Wine and Wiener Wednesday. The 50-50 person has come in with a gleam in her eye, and I think she made a number over. Look out. Dobson's hit by a pitch. A number over 1,400. McGraw will score. Dobson will pick up an RBI. It's a painful one. Bland will go to third. At second now is Pedersen. The Potters have scored 3 times in the inning. And here is Carson Moore. Carson has struck out and flied to right. And I think we're going to get a new pitcher as Kyle Gross comes out. He has a left-hander, as I said, ready to go. He's come back into the dugout. And he will, we believe, take the ball from Van Holy and hand it over to a new hurler. And we will get that call. We'll be back with that new pitcher right after a short break as the Potters have taken a 5-0 lead here at McBean.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadiums. Loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Buy a personalized brick for you, your loved ones, or your business, and show everyone your commitment to Lincoln baseball. Framed and engraved by our own Lincoln High Ag program students, your brick will be featured on unique movable brick walls. Find your name in the stadium entrance for the 2024 and 2025 seasons. Then visit your brick in its permanent home inside the stadium. Bricks can be purchased here for $250. Get it now at friendsofmcbean.org.
I'm Bill Spear, North Valley president of Five Star Bank. In a time when business can feel so uncertain, we're here for you every step of the way.
I know they have a lot of bells and whistles within their bank, but just the relationship piece here locally on the business side is huge for us.
5 Star treats us like we're number one. They're right there with suggestions, with help. So I have to bank with people that have our mission in mind.
We're Five Star Bank. How can we help you?
New pitcher is Ty Everhard for the West Coast Kings, number 7 out of Modesto Junior College. He has appeared earlier in this series, and he will face Carson Moore with the bases loaded. Dobson at first, Pedersen at second, and Bland at third. The Potters have scored 3 times here in the 5th. That one is high and outside. Van Holy goes 2 2/3 innings, gives up 3 hits. He walked 5 and hit 2 and struck out 1. Breaking pitch, nice pitch. Dropped it in there for a strike. 1-1. And the 50-50 confirmed at $1,450. You're going to have to give that thing away pretty soon. Moore watches that one go outside and watches Hendricks with another nice block. 2-1. 2 in the 3rd and 3 so far here in the 5th for the Potters. Jack Gouffran has been impressive on the mound for Lincoln, and we will see if he comes back out for the 6th. That was lifted to short left field. Coming on is Johnson. He will not make the catch. And the run scores. It's a single for Carson Moore and an RBI. Bland scores. Pedersen moves up, so does Brady Dobson, and it's set up for Chris Fisher. The 9th batter of the inning. Just 1 out so far. That is the 3rd hit of the inning for the Potters. They now have 5. Carson gets his 12th run batted in, and here's Chris. Fouled off on the fastball. Back to our right, so it's quickly 0-1. Jordy Lopez will be next. Chris Fisher out of Sierra College. Comes out of Roseville, California. 1 for 5 coming in, was hit by a pitch and scored in the 3rd, then fly to right in the 4th. Breaking ball is chopped down the 3rd base line. That will be a foul ball. Kyle Pedersen was gingerly running down the line. He will return to 3rd base. Dobson will go back to 2nd, Moore to 1st. And we'll get another try with Chris Fisher. No balls and 2 strikes. Chris with 1 RBI on the season so far. Everhard delivers 0-2, grounded down the 3rd baseline, foul again. Ty, the 3rd pitcher, Hawking started, went 2 innings, then Van Holy, who's gone 2 2/3, or 2 1/3. And now Eberhard, who gave up the hard luck single to Carson Moore. Johnson just couldn't get there. Emmett tried the last second with a diving play, but it glanced off of his glove. Potter scored a run. Hit foul again. Fisher will try again, 0-2. Ty Eberhard, as we said, from Modesto Junior College. They are the Pirates, I believe. And I like that. I like the Pirates. I like any kind of Pirates. Buccaneers. Marauders aren't really Pirates. They don't have to be. But I like Marauders. I like Crusaders. I like all that stuff. That vein of mascot. Outside. I guess you could even include the Raiders in that. I guess you could. I will not include the Vikings. That's a whole other thing. Whole other thing. Oh, the Norse, yeah. Well, the Norse was the mascot, or was the name, but the Viking was the mascot. Victor Viking, right? Yeah. Swing and a miss. So Everhard gets a big out right there, the strikeout, and it'll bring up Jordy Lopez for the second time in the inning. He walked and scored his first time, and he's up here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Left-hander against left-hander, but I believe Jordy's probably faced Everhard in this series, so not so unfamiliar. That's in the dirt. Gets away. Here comes the runner in from third. There will be no throw. So that's Kyle Pedersen scoring on the wild pitch. 5th run in for the Potters. Dobson goes to third, and now Moore is at second. Base is no longer loaded, but Potters have put another run up on the board. One ball, no strikes on Jordy out of Elk Grove, California, and committed to the California State University down in Fullerton. The Titans. That's in the dirt again, but nice job by Hendricks to battle that one and knock it down, kind of like a goalie, making a save on that one. It goes to 2-0. When I say goalie, I mean hockey goalie, not soccer goalie. Be surprised if Gouffron comes back out after sitting for so long outside for a ball. Jordy runs the count to 3 balls and no strikes. Ethan Groves, who had an RBI double his last time and has driven in 2 runs tonight to give himself 6 on the summer, on deck. Jordy takes ball 4. His second walk of the evening to go with a single and a ground out, and that loads the bases again and brings up Ethan Groves. Comes in at 3:08. He flied to center. He grounded out, and he doubled. He has 2 runs batted in, 1 on the ground out, 1 on the double. As Hendricks goes out to talk to Ty Everhard. And that conversation concludes, and here comes Caleb back behind the plate. Nice crowd out here on a Sunday evening. It's, like I said, beautiful weather. Fans down the grassy knoll in the left field line are really experiencing the full extent of it. Out in the elements out there. Groves takes a strike. 0-1. Ethan coming to us from Sacramento City College. I love to watch the guys come up the stairs with different delicacies. This one was from Saborsta, Mexico. I think it was a nacho plate of some kind. Ah, man. Get you a little bit hungry, a little bit peckish, as they say, across the pond. Coming out with a big old hot dog from Fat Cat. Oh, man. That one is a ball. 2-1. The Kings have a guy in the bullpen, but he's laying down, so I don't think he's too much of a threat to enter the game yet. And now he gets to his feet. We have a guy laying down on ours, too, says Evan. Groves takes outside. Oh, it's 3-1 on Ethan. Potters are up 7-0. We are in the bottom of the fifth. A game that was speeding along into the bottom of the fifth. Fouled off. Goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases loaded. Potters do have some activity in the pen. Looks like a right-hander up and throwing. There's the 3-2 pitch coming up to Ethan. Hit down the left field line. That's a foul ball in the bullpen area. It just got into the grassy knoll for a little bit of a souvenir down there. And we'll do it again, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, there's a little pizza, a little Old Town pizza. Always a staple of Lincoln, Old Town pizza. Top notch, top notch. A proud supporter of Potters baseball. Always have that. If you're not feeling the hot dogs or maybe the Mexican isn't for you tonight, breaking ball is ball 4. Nice try by Hendricks to bring that back across. But Groves will pick up his 3rd RBI on the bases loaded walk. Potters have scored 6 times in the inning. Moore now at 3rd, Lopez at 2nd, Groves at 1st, and here's Ty McGraw. Even though the game is 8-0, Ty McGraw can invoke a not used very often rule of being a grand slam and being player of the game. It's controversial. We haven't really had to put it to the test in a situation. But Ty up here, he has singled, popped out, and been intentionally walked, and he takes a strike. .333 for the Potters first baseman out of Gardendale, Alabama, and Troy University. Yes, college baseball World Series participant, Troy University, that one. Hitting to right field. Right there is Hartman. And he makes the catch on a sinking line drive for the out. Potters score half dozen. We go to the 6th. They're on top 8-0.
You are laborers rising. And now you understand where we came from, what solidarity means, and what we have ahead of us. No one's going to defend us but us. No one's going to help construction workers except us. And I can't wait to see you out there.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Top of the order for the West Coast Kings. They trail this one 8-0. Jack Gouffron back out on the mound. He will face James Hartman, then Colin Johnson and Zach Altamora. 1, 2, 3 in the order for the West Coast Kings, and the first pitch sails a little bit inside to Hartman, who was grounded to short and struck out. So 58 pitches through 5 innings, which is excellent for the Potter starting pitcher, and that one is just a little inside again for 2-0. I mean, Optimum's about 13 to 15 pitches an inning, and he is at just over 11. That's lifted foul by Hartman. James out of Contra Costa College. A lot of kids again tonight. That's great to see. Enjoying the Potters atmosphere, and that's fouled off by Hartman again. That one at 85. Gouffran's been up to 88 tonight. And he is even in the count with James Hartman. Breaking ball just misses. A good take by Hartman. That one he could have waved at easily. He let it go, watched it all the way to the catcher's glove. He's got himself a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Leading off here. Breaking ball, call strike 3, and he knew it. That's the 5th strikeout for Jack Gouffran. And he will face Colin Johnston, who was granted the 3rd twice. No, actually, this is Miles Clayton. Miles Clayton is the pinch hitter. So Clayton will come up for Johnston. Again, he started both of the earlier games. That's fouled off. Looks like Blake Porter is going to come on for Altamura. We speculated about that a couple innings ago. These guys have started the previous 3 games the Potters have played the Kings. So Clayton hits it sharply down to first on a hop to Ty McGraw. He says, "I'll take care of things, my friend," and he does for the out. So Johnston was over 2 while he was in there. Clayton now 0 for 1. And let's see if this is Blake Porter coming up to back for Altamura. He will undoubtedly go in at shortstop for Zach, who was 0 for 2. A couple of fly balls. One a line drive, one a fly ball. Both hit pretty well by Altamura, but he gives way to Blake Porter, who homered on Friday night and has 5 home runs on the season. Takes a breaking ball, and it's in there for a strike. Blake out of USF. Miles Clayton, the previous batter, Santa Rosa Junior College. And it's 0-1 on Porter. Caleb Hendricks will be next. Gouffran's pitch misses outside. 1-1. So Clayton batting for Johnston, who probably enter the game in the outfield. We'll see how they play it. Porter takes strike 2 call, and he did not agree. Thought it was a little bit low. And he will take a minute. He came into yesterday's game at 358. Was 0 for 5 yesterday. So we're saying he's somewhere in the 330s, something like that. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So another good inning for Gouffran. 1, 2, 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Potters on top 8-0.
Fans want to keep restoring and renovating historic McBean Stadium? Now you can become a member of Friends of McBean. Annual membership start at $50. Become a member now at friendsofmcbean.org.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Bottom of the sixth inning, wholesale changes for the West Coast Kings. We'll get to them as we go. Shane Miller will start it off. Ty Everhart is still on the mound. Caleb Hendricks is still behind the plate, and I think everybody else has changed. As a high curveball is a ball 1-0. Our new infield is Tyrus Bode at first, E.J. Cord at second, Blake Porter at short, and Jimmy McNiven at third. John Bullock is in left. We said Clayton is in center, and Wyatt Miyamoto is in right. So here's Miller. That one is a strike. 1-1 on Shane, who was grounded to second, walked, and flied out. So 0 for 2 for Shane. Lines it into right center, nobody playing there, and he'll round first and think about second, and I imagine he'll go there. As it bounces off the wall, he may go third. And yeah, he got the memo. The throw will not even be coming. It's a triple for Shane Miller starting off the bottom of inning number 6. Been on a tear, and that one was hit hard at 101 miles an hour off the bat. That is the 6th hit for the Potters, and it brings up Perrin Bland, who has popped out, been hit by a pitch, and then an RBI single. His 32nd RBI. He's looking right down the barrel at number 33 over there with Miller, who hit it perfectly between right and center, Clayton and Miyamoto, and just kept on going. It was he was on second when Clayton got to the ball. Bland pops it up right side. Right fielder is Miyamoto going into the bullpen. He reaches back and makes the catch. The tag is made and a sacrifice fly. What a catch by Miyamoto. Just amazing, and good base running by Shane Miller as he has kept his wits about him, and he scores, giving a sacrifice fly to Bland, which gives him RBI number 33 on the season. And the run for the Potters makes it 9-0, and Miyamoto got in there. And will you stop it, Luke Stoutwalker? I'm trying to describe the game. I can't deal with the outfield again, and I don't mean the right fielder. I mean the outfield singing Your Love with Josie's on Vacation Far Away or something. Okay, so quit trying to push the agenda. It's this guy over here, Evan. That's the rock guy who's trying to throw the outfield at me, although we did bond over Steve Miller. Swing and a miss by Pedersen, 0-2. I think Eli puts Kyle in the game just so he can play that song and just bug me. I mean, you know, Kyle deserves to play. I'm not saying that at all. I just wish the guy would get into that song. Lifts that one out toward right field. Miyamoto. This one's going to be a little bit simpler, and he'll make that play as well for the second out in the inning. And with 2 down and 1 in, it'll be Brady Dobson. Brady has been hit by a pitch, grounded to second, been hit by another pitch. Got an RBI in the second one, so it stung a little bit less. His 14th of the season. And he is up here against the left-hander Ty Everhart with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Brady takes outside for a ball. Hendricks does a good job of trying to frame it, but maybe you can tell he's trying to frame it. Of course, the ball was pretty far out of the strike zone, so he had to bring it back a long way. But I applaud the effort. That one he's not even going to try, 2-0. Carson Moore in the on-deck circle. the Potters shortstop. Potters warming up in the bullpen, a right-hander, but Gouffran has made it through. Looks like Jacob Gergen down there as the next pitcher is fouled off. That's the big breaking ball from Everhard, and Brady kind of waited on that thing and had a pretty good cut at it, but fouled it back. Two and one. Scoreboard, is a little bit light. It says 6-0 and no outs and an 0-0 count. So we do need a new scoreboard. Misses outside. 3-1 on Brady. Came in at 241. Picked up RBI number 14. I can't wait to see what this 50-50 ends up. It's going to be the highest of the season, I think. Hit pretty well to right field. Going back is Miyamoto, and at the fence he makes the catch. So Wyatt goes out to right field, and there's a pretty busy inning, but the Potters score a run. We go to the top of inning number, let's call it 7. Potters on top 9-0.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Top of inning number 7, Jack Gouffran still out on the mound for the Potters. I believe this is the longest a starter has gone into the 7th inning for the Lincoln Potters this season. Let's take on Caleb Hendricks, and then the way they've been substituting players, we'll just wait and see who comes up. We know about Caleb though. Actually, I don't think that's Caleb Hendricks. I think that is Hubbard. Ryan Hubbard is the batter. He'll foul it off. So Hubbard batting for Hendricks. Hendricks was 0 for 2 while he was in there. So Hubbard will start us off here in the 7th. And he pops one over the head of Ty McGraw. It'll drop in right field in front of Brady Dobson for a base hit. So not hit very hard, but placed perfectly for Hubbard. That is the 3rd hit of the game for the Kings. And it brings up, well, let's see who it brings up. Again, we've got to kind of mix and match here. That is number 34. That is E.J. Cord. So Cord, the new second baseman, batting in the Minton spot. So E.J. out of Sierra College comes up here with a run at first and nobody out, and he hits a ground ball down to Miller. Miller to second base for 1, Bland to first, and that's a double play. 5-4-3 Potters. That is sweet music right there. And Gouffran benefits from a little defense right there, as he has all game long. It's a 5-4-3 double play. 2 outs here in the 7th. And this will be number 25. That is Wyatt Miyamoto. So Miyamoto made the excellent catch in right field. will come on for Emmett Johnson, who was 0 for 2 while he was in there. Bases clear. Miyamoto takes the strike. Miyamoto was catching, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, and now he's in right field. Swings and misses at a good fastball at 88 miles an hour. So Gouffran reaches his highest, or matches his highest. Looks like McNiven is on deck. Breaking ball, catches the outside corner, call, strike 3. Jack Gouffran comes off the mound, gets the double play, and gets the strikeout. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Potter fans are stretching pretty sweet as they lead at 9-0.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Bottom of inning number 7, Potters on top 9-0. The new pitcher is Aiden Waters out of Chapman College. And more importantly, the 50-50 winner, which was around $770 or something like that. The Morgan family, they donated it all back. So well done, Morgan family. Why don't you donate it to us? That's all I'm saying. First pitch is outside. Congratulations to Potter legend John Alkire. Signs with the Cubs today, after the draft, right? After the draft, Stat Walker, who that's his job. He finds these things out for me. After the draft, John signs with the Cubs. He's been out here as recently as a couple of days ago, right? He was throwing bullpens with the Potters. A Potter legend, to be sure. So congratulations to John, and best wishes going forward from all of us here at the Lincoln Potters, especially in the press box and me and Luke. I guess Evan, too. There's a strike to Carson Moore, who struck out, flied out in an RBI single. He has 12 runs batted in now, and he faces Aiden Waters, followed by Chris Fisher. Line drive, that's nicely stroked into right field for a base hit. So Moore has a couple of hits tonight. His second after striking out and flying out. That is the Potters' call it 7th hit. And Chris Fisher's the hitter. He has been hit by a pitch, flied to right, and struck out. Waters pitched on Friday night and was touched up for 4 earned runs and 3 hits. That one sliced down the right field line, should be foul into the Potters bullpen. And all those guys standing there, and when the ball comes in, they run like scared little kids. I don't know. Maybe with Gouffron pitching the way he's pitching so far, they don't think they'll be called on, so they're just kind of like sitting around, you know, talking, going back and forth. Good lead over at first for Carson Moore as Fisher waits for the 0-1 pitch. Waters checks him and goes to the plate, and the runner is going. The throw is on a hop. Actually, it's on a roll to second base, and Carson will steal it. That one was supposed to be a hop, but I think it hit the back of the mound and just rolled out to second base. I think that's Ryan Hubbard behind the plate. Out of Santa Clara University. So at second is Carson Moore. Fisher takes in the dirt. 2-1. Jordy Lopez, top of the order, waits on deck. Potter's trying to nail this one down, then move on to Fairfield to take on the Mudcats on Tuesday and come back here on Wednesday for a, Wine and Wiener Wednesday. Umpire calls time as he's processing the Wine and Wiener Wednesday information. If he's not working, he'll probably come out and enjoy it himself. $2 off wine pours, half off sangria, $2 off hot dogs, bacon-wrapped hot dogs, and you got to get one, Evan, this time. I know you didn't get it last time. Inside, because the line was too long, and you couldn't wait. But it's a delicacy, and you have to have it. There's only 2 more Wine and Wiener Wednesdays, Wednesday the 15th and Wednesday the 22nd. In the 22nd, it gets the Prune Packers, so you're going to be too nervous. You're going to be nerve-wracked out there. You may not be able to have a bacon-wrapped hot dog. 3-1 pitch is ball 4 to Fisher. He'll go down to first base. First and second, nobody out, and Jordy Lopez coming to the plate. He has grounded to second, singled, and walked twice. Has Jordy. He has scored 2 runs in the ball game. 2 home runs and a team second highest 31 runs batted in for Jordy. I guess he could hit a home run right now and have 34 and be leading again. I suppose that could happen. Stranger things have happened. He lines that one to first base, and nice play over there by Tyrus Vogt, who was almost able to double off the runner at first, but Fisher gets back. 1 out, and here is Ethan Groves, who's had a nice night. He's flied out. He had an RBI ground out in the 3rd. He doubled in a run in the 5th, and he walked in a run in the 5th again. So he had 2 RBIs in the 5th, 3 for the night, and is 1 for 3. First and second, 1 out here in the 7th inning. Ethan out of Sac City College. Waits for Waters' pitch, and it's a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Ty McGraw scheduled next for your Lincoln Potters. Great crowd out here on a Sunday night. There's Curtis the Beer Man coming back by. That goes back to the backstop, and both runners will move up on the wild pitch. And now 2 runners in scoring position for Mr. Ethan Groves. Again, congratulations to John Alkire, Potter legend, signing with the Cubs today after the draft was concluded. Groves pops that one back off the screen. I think Ethan thought he had a good one there. It's 1-2. I was wondering why there were a bunch of kids walking by like they just got out of the swimming pool, but there's a water slide set up, as that's part of the deal here. It was kind of a weird sight, though. Sails that one outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carson Moore down at 3rd. Chris Fisher over at 2nd. Here's the 2-2 coming up to Ethan. That misses outside. 3-2. Reminder, Friday, Christmas in July. If you don't know what that means, well, buy a ticket. Come on out and find out. I do know there are snow globes involved. Groves fouls that one off. Outside of that, they don't let me in on the inside information. I don't get to see the promo sheets. I don't get that info. But I do know about the snow globes. Saturday, the last fireworks night of the season against the Medford Rogues. Star Wars night as well, so a lot going on that night. And tickets, I recommend you get them. Groves takes ball 4. So the bases are loaded up again with Moore, Fisher, and Groves. And here is Ty McGraw. McGraw has singled, popped out, been intentionally walked, and flied to right. It is a sinking line drive that James Hartman made a real nice play on back in the 5th inning. Miyamoto is out in right field right now, and he's playing very, very deep for Ty McGraw, as is Clayton in center. Bullock in left is medium deep. Ty takes ball 1, and he is gearing up for a pretty prodigious swing here. You can kind of just feel it. Shane Miller on deck. McGraw's home run last week, 418 feet and 111 miles an hour off the bat. Swings and misses, and he was thinking about the same numbers right there. 1-1. Say hi to Mom Tracy. I don't know if she, again, it's, 11:19. I'm sure she's watching in Gardendale, Alabama. They get YouTube there, right? Yeah, of course they do. Ty takes inside. And Hubbard behind the plate now, continuing the heroic efforts that Caleb Hendricks started by blocking that ball from going back to the backstop. 1 out here in the 7th. Potters have loaded the bases with Ty McGraw at the plate. That is outside 3-1. I don't think that he wants to come in. I don't think Waters wants to come into Ty McGraw. And I don't really blame him. Considering the destruction the man has wreaked. Baseball-wise, that is. 3-1 now. And ball 4. So McGraw will pick up a base on balls as the bases loaded walk will score Carson Moore. McGraw has his first RBI tonight, his 18th of the season. And there is the manager going out to talk to his pitcher. And I think we're going to get a new pitcher here for the West Coast Kings. We'll take a break. And we are in the bottom of the 7th inning. Potters on top 10-0.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Baseball fans, you may have noticed our scoreboard goes out from time to time. You can help us get a new one. Give $20 and get a chance at winning 2 tickets to some of the region's biggest events, like the Outlaw Festival with Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp, a Sacramento Kings game, or Ringling Brothers Circus. All proceeds benefit the Big Swing Capital Campaign. You can buy now at friendsofmcbean.org.
Hey everyone, this is Alex with the Downtown Lincoln Association. We're super excited to kick off Lincoln Loves Local, a new campaign designed to spotlight amazing businesses that make Lincoln so unique. We partnered with Dalila from UN Social Agency to create short, high-quality videos that help boost your visibility and reach right here in the Lincoln community. Each video will be shared on DLA's social media and newsletter, making it easy.
New pitcher is Nathan Huey out of Pomona Pitzer. He's played shortstop in this series. He's played left field. Now he's on the mound. And he'll face Shane Miller with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the 7th. The Potters on top 10-0. Shane has walked twice, flied out, and grounded out. So 0 for 2 so far. Let me backtrack on that. Nate has walked once, flied out, grounded out, and tripled. He did that back in the 6th inning and scored on a sacrifice fly. So my 3B looked awful close to a BB. And so, you know, it's late in the game, late in the season, so that happens. 0-1. Having a little bit of a communication issue. Now we're ready to go. Line drive, right center field. That's down for a base hit. 1 run, and we'll score the second one right behind it. The third one, here comes McGraw. He says, I'm going to score 2, and he definitely is. A stand-up double, and 3 runs batted in for Shane Miller, and it's 13-0 Potters. Perfectly placed by Shane. So he has a triple and a double. He has got 3 runs batted in, pushing his season total up to 21. And it'll bring up Jackson Norton. So Jackson Norton comes on for Perrin Bland. Perrin was 1 for 2 while he was in there. He scored a run. He drove in a run. Make that he drove in 2 runs with a single and a sacrifice fly. He pushed his total to 33 on the year. So here's Jackson Norton out of Sacramento and St. Mary's College. In the dirt, gets away, and there goes Shane Miller, and he is safe, and the ball is thrown away, and Shane says, you know something? I want to go back in the dugout right now, and he will. So we'll get a stolen base. It'll be an error on the catcher, and Miller scores. Potters have scored 5 times in the inning, and Norton fouls that one off. Still just 1 out, but the base is now empty. Yeah. 1-1 on Jackson. He has a pair of home runs on the season as well. Slices that down the right field line, but it's out of play. So it's 1-2 on Jackson. Outside, 2-2. Jackson hitting .283. He has those 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in, 12 runs scored. 20th game appearance for Mr. Norton. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here he delivers, that's ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that's ball 4. So Norton works the walk. Unofficially, that is the 13th walk or hit batter issued by West Coast Kings pitchers, and we'll bring up Kyle Pedersen. I didn't even hear the song that time. That's how far gone I am. I didn't hear the song. Okay, I heard the song. Evan called me on it. So here's Kyle. He has struck out twice, walked, and flied to right. It's a sharp grinder down the third baseline, and that is a fair ball. Norton rounds second. He's coming into third. The ball's picked up in left field by Bullock, and Jackson says, I'm going all the way, and there will not be a throw. It's an RBI double for Kyle Pedersen. RBI number 6 for Kyle as Jackson Norton just moving around the bases, and the ball got into the corner, and it'll bring up Brady Dobson. 9 hits for the Potters now. And Brady is the 9th batter to bat here in the 7th inning. He has been hit by a pitch twice, different pitches. Grounded out, got an RBI with one of the hit batters and flied to right. So 0 for 2, scored a run, drove in a run. Up here with a runner at second and still just 1 out here in the 7th inning. And that's a strike on the inside corner. Brady out of Stockton, California. Followed by Carson Moore, who singled earlier in the inning. That is inside and low, so it evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit into left center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Pedersen's going to stop at third as the throw comes in and is cut off from left field. So Dobson has his first hit of the day. 10th hit for the Potters. Potters have batted around here in the inning, and they will bring up Carson Moore. Carson out of Cameron Park, California. He has runners at first and third. And the dirt. So Carson, who came in at 263, is 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. He's got runners at first and third. Still just 1 out here in the 7th. Moore hits it out to second base. Flip to second for 1, to first, and they got the double play. Nicely turned by the Kings, but the Potters doing some damage. We go to the top of the 8th innings. Potters 15-0.
Hey, baseball fans, you may have noticed our scoreboard goes out from time to time. You can help us get a new one. Give $20 and get a chance at winning 2 tickets to some of the region's biggest events, like the Outlaw Festival with Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp, a Sacramento Kings game, or Ringling Brothers Circus. All proceeds benefit the Big Swing Capital Campaign. You can buy now at friendsofmcbean.org.
Hey everyone, this is Alex with the Downtown Lincoln Association. We're super excited to kick off Lincoln Loves Local, a new campaign designed to spotlight amazing businesses that make Lincoln so unique. We partnered with Dalila from UN Social Agency to create short, high-quality videos that help boost your visibility and reach right here in the Lincoln community. Each video will be shared on DLA's social media and newsletter, making it easy for locals to discover and support your business. So let's celebrate what makes Lincoln special together.
Lincoln provides all the charm of a small town, yet still provides access to excellent local medical care. At Lincoln Urgent Care, you can find expert services and a compassionate staff available 7 days a week. A friendly front desk staff will welcome you when you come into our brand new facility. Your wait time will be minimal at our walk-in clinic, unlike the emergency room. From broken bones and lacerations to allergies, flu shots, and illnesses, we treat a variety of urgent medical conditions. What sets us apart is not just our central location in Lincoln, but the convenience of our extended hours, including weekends. We've become Lincoln's first choice for urgent care because we treat patients of all ages for a variety of conditions and take most insurances. We're proud to be an approved provider for vet.
Top of the 8th inning, it'll be Jimmy McNiven, the first hitter. Should be Jimmy McNiven. He was on deck. Yeah, Jimmy McNiven will start us off. And the Potters with also some wholesale changes. McNiven takes over Bubba Martinez, who went 1 for 2. James Stott is scheduled next as Jack Uffron gets a ground ball out to shortstop. That's Carson Moore there now. He throws across the diamond to first to get the out. Potters defensively resetting. Austin Chang is in left. Chris Fisher in center. Jackson Norton is out in right. At third is Ian Gonzon. Shortstop is Carson Moore. Second base is Ethan Groves. And first is Brady Dobson. Devin Johnson is now behind the plate. And Jack Uffron is still out on the mound. So Nathan Huey is the hitter.
No DH.
This is the pitcher number 6, Nate Huey.
So Huey comes on for Stott, who was 0 for 2. Nathan steps in with 1 out here in inning number 8. Breaking ball, a strike. 0-1. John Bullock is on deck. That one on the outside corner again, 0-2. Huey goes, where is that outside corner again? But it is 0-2 on the Kings pitcher. Now 1-2 on Nathan. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. That is strikeout number 8 for Uffron, and John Bullock will be the hitter.
Now batting for the West Coast Kings, number 46, John Bullock.
Bullock coming in for Leard, who was 1 for 2 in the game. Only 3 hits so far for the Kings. And here's Bullock, who's out in left field. And so Vogt will be batting in the spot for Hartman. And if he comes up this inning, then we will see Tyrus, or we will see him undoubtedly leading off the 9th inning. As Bullock has a no-ball, 1-strike count. Sails the fastball. Still at 88 for Jack Uffron. Bullock fouls it against the screen, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 8th inning. Potters and Kings basically have lineups on the field that were not anywhere near that when they started the game. Sails it outside, 2-2. Carson Moore, Chris Fisher, the only ones for the Potters, and Uffron himself that are still the same. For the Kings, I don't think anybody is the same. I think they switched out the whole team. Grounded down to first. Handled by Dobson. He's going to take it himself, and he does. Another good inning for Uffron. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Potters on top, 15-0.
Potters fans want to keep restoring and renovating historic McBean Stadium? Now you can become a member of Friends of McBean. Annual membership start at $50. Become a member now at friendsofmcbean.org.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
You are Laborers Rising. And now you understand where we came from, what solidarity means, and what we have ahead of us. No one's going to defend us but us. No one's going to help construction workers except us. And I can't wait to see you out there.
Bottom of the 8th inning from McBean Stadium. Mark the Phantom Low. That's Evan the engineer. That's Luke Stoutwalker. Mad Max over there telling me that Gouffran, who is in the dugout right now, is throwing 86 pitches. And JPL's over there as well. He's the best guy at asking if you need anything when he goes downstairs, which is a really big quality to have. And there's a hit batter. The hit batter is Chris Fisher. He has been hit. That's the second time he's been hit. Once you're hit second time in a game, there are different rules. He's been hit twice. He's walked once, struck out, and flied out. He's 0 for 2 and scored twice, and he will go down to first base. Here's Jordy Lopez. A ground out, a single, a couple of walks, and a line out for Jordy against Nathan Huey, who's the 5th pitcher for the West Coast Kings. Hawking, Van Holy, Everhard, Waters, and now Huey. That is a strike. 0-1 on Jordy. Lopez fouls it back to the screen. It goes to 0-2 on Jordy. He's followed by Ethan Groves, who is now the second baseman for the Potter. Big lead at first per Chris Fisher. Lopez fouls it off. Stays 0-2 on Jordy, who came into the game at .453 with a pair of home runs and 31 runs batted in. Second on the team to Perrin Bland, who picked up 2 tonight, so he has 33. Huey looks in, gets the sign, checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Lopez lines it into center field. It is down for a base hit. Another 2-hit game at least for Jordy Lopez. Pushes the Potters' total to 11 hits on the day. Moves the runner Fisher to second base and brings up Ethan Groves, who's flied out and an RBI ground out, an RBI double and an RBI walk, and then just a regular walk. He has scored twice, driven in 3. Has Ethan. Started out in left field. He is now the second baseman for the Potters. Check swing in there for a strike, 0-1. That's lined into right center field. That's a base hit. Coming around third is Fisher. He is going to score. The throw's going to third. Lopez is in safely, and Groves has himself another run batted in. That's 4 runs batted in for Ethan tonight. Brings us at doubles his season total. Austin Chang will be the hitter, batting in Ty McGraw's spot. Ty was 1 for 3 today, drove in a run, and scored 2. And here's Austin Chang, takes a fastball high and inside. Austin out in left field for the Potters as he came on last inning with all the substitutions. The kid out of Roseville. And he takes the ball, 2-0. Nobody in activity for the Kings in their bullpen. I think they've got Nathan Huey, and that's basically it. They used 5 pitchers last night trying to shut down the Potters. And not much left in the cupboard today. Chang takes a strike right down the middle. 83 miles an hour from Huey. As I said, started off the series playing shortstop, then played left field the next game, and now is on the mound. Two balls and 1 strike. Breaking ball, call strike 2. Good pitch by Huey. Ian Guanzon is in the on-deck circle. He came on for Shane Miller defensively in the top of the 8th inning. 2-2 pitch. High fastball, 3-2. Shane, another great day, 2 for 4. He scored 2 and he drove in 3 with a 3-run double in the 7th inning. He has 21 runs batted in now in very limited appearances. Full count pitch to Austin Chang. Swing and a miss. Huey gets the first out, the strikeout, and that will bring up Gonzon, who, as we said, took Shane Miller's place, seeing out of Chico, California, East Tennessee State. He's picked up 3 RBIs in the last couple of nights in this series, 2 on Friday, 1 yesterday. Bringing a little Joan Jett to the party. See, I don't mind the Joan Jett. You know. It has a vitality to it. I think you'll agree. As the, I guess you will agree. Everybody bopping in here in the press box to the sounds of Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Ian hits a high to left field and deep. Going back, don't worry about it. That's in the trees, baby. A 3-run home run by Ian Guanzon. And that is a blast by Guanzon. The crowd, he gets the standing O from the fans here as he, no doubt on that one, that was a 98 miles an hour off the bat, and it went 377 feet to left field. That is just 60 feet past the fence. Man, what a blast. And I'd say Ian had himself a pretty good weekend with 6 runs batted in and a home run. Jackson Norton is the next hitter. He came on in the 7th and got a base on balls batting for Perrin Bland. Scored a run, did Jackson. And that one is high and inside, so it's 1-1. Ian kind of said, hey, don't overlook me. He's going to put himself in the competition for longest home run, 377. It's not number one, but it's pretty respectable. Jackson takes in the dirt, 2-1. Devin Johnson is in the on-deck circle. He came on to catch for Pedersen. Norton takes the ball. Kyle scored a run, drove in a run today. Huey working from the stretch. It's a sharp grounder, does Norton down the third baseline. It is foul. And that'll fill the count up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, look out. That hit Norton. Again, especially if it's a 3-2 count. Don't hit me, just walk me. So he'll go down to first base. Again, conservatively, maybe the 13th. I think it's the 4th or 5th hit batter to go with about 8 or 9 walks. So the Kings putting a lot of base runners on. The Potters also with 13 hits in the game. And here is Devin Johnson out of Roseville. 1 out in the inning, and Norton still smarting a bit from that one down at first base. Brady Dobson on deck. Gets past the catcher, back to the backstop. Norton will advance. One ball, no strikes on Devin. That's down the middle for a strike. Evens it up at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 coming in from Huey. Swing and a miss for Devin Johnson. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 from Nathan Huey. Swings and misses the high fastball. At 84, gets his second strikeout of the inning. 2 outs now, and Brady Dobson will come up to the plate. Brady started out in right field. He is now the Potters' first baseman. Been hit by a pitch and grounded out, hit by another pitch and flied out, and then singled. So 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored for Brady. He has Jackson Norton out at second base, and 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Potters comfortably ahead in this one and will sweep the series, improve to 11-8 on the season in the PEL. Brady takes the ball down low. One ball, no strikes. Carson Moore, who started at second, started at short, is on deck. That's chopped down the first baseline. It's going to be a tough play to flip it to the pitcher. Did they get him? Yes, they did. Nice play down there by Vogt and the pitcher Huey to get Dobson. but 4 more runs for the Potters. It's 19-0. We're going to the 9th, and Jack Gouffon is back out there to try to get a complete game. We're back with that right after this.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadiums. Loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Tyrus Bodo start us off here in the top of the 9th inning, as Jack Gouffon delivers, and he is back out there for inning number 9. Vote will be followed by Miles Clayton and Blake Porter here in the 9th inning. Swing and a miss. Vote's first appearance was back in the 6th inning. He is, actually, this is his first at-bat. He is the last one of the second wave to get to the plate, placing James Hartman, who was 0 for 3. 0-2. Hits it sharply down to third, scooped up and gunned across the diamond. That is Ian Guanzon making the defensive play. And Vogt is out at first for the first out here, and this is Miles Clayton, who was came on in the 6th inning and grounded out to first base in relief of Colin Johnston. So Miles 0 for 1 out of Santa Rosa Junior College. He had 2 hits in last night's game, a triple and a single, and drove in a couple of runs. Gouffon delivered the fastball, and that ball dangerously close to our camera. Back on the screen, 0-1. Jack at 87 miles an hour on that one, so he's been right around there. That's his top. His top is 88 as far as I can remember. And he's pegging that right now, 0-1. Popped up, that should get out of play. 0-2. Potters off tomorrow. Visit the Mudcats on Tuesday. Host the Mudcats on Wednesday. That's fouled off again by Miles Clayton. He is out in center field tonight after coming on in inning number 6. Gouffon with an 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. The high fastball got him on strikes. That'll bring up Blake Porter. So Blake Porter coming up for his second appearance. He came on and struck out in the 6th inning. So he is 0 for 1. We got a time as a ball. Just general shenanigans happening on the field. So the umpire does not like the shenanigan level to get too high, so he's going to call a timeout. Here's the first one to Porter. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Popped up over the screen, so it's 0-2. Gouffran just one strike away from ending this thing, sending the Potters to a big win and sealing this series. Oh, look at this. It's the last strike guy. I think that's the make some noise guy. It's the make some noise guy. Make some noise Max. 0-2 pitch. Outside. Devin Johnson behind the plate. Max has got to redouble his efforts after the pitch. It's not just, you're not there for one pitch. There you go. You're there for one out. Let's go, Max. You're the make some noise guy. We're going to make something out of the kid if it kills us. 1-2. Strike 3 call. That's your ball game. Jack Gouffran, and we have differing opinions, but with his 9th strikeout, he has thrown a complete game. Matt Lundgren tells me it's the first one since 2017, which is before my time. That's how far ago it was. Jack Gouffran, just a tremendous performance. Obviously, we had some good performances in Guangzhou. Got to mention that 3-run homer. But Jack is definitely our player of the game as he pitches the Potters to the 19-0 win over the West Coast Kings. He only gave up, a 3-hit shutout with 9 strikeouts for Jack Gouffran. And he is our player of the game. He may be our player of the week. He may be the player of the month, Evan the engineer. So that's it for tonight. 19-0 our final score. Jack Gouffran is our player of the game. Mark the Phantom Low and Evan the engineer saying, wait a minute, we're saying Wednesday we're back. So check us out Wednesday. We're back here on Stones Broadcasting Network and Lincoln Potters Baseball. So join it. Like it, subscribe to it, do all that stuff. We'll see you on Wednesday. Then the weekend, we've got the Medford Rose coming to town. For Evan, for me, for Willie, for everybody here, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
me that my behavior's unacceptable, so condescending and necessarily critical. I have a tendency of getting very physical, so watch your step, cause if I do, you'll need a miracle. You train me dry, make me wonder why I'm even here. The double vision I was seeing is finally clear. You want to stay, but you know very well I want you gone. Not fit to fucking tread the ground that I'm walking on. When it gets cold outside and you've got nobody to love, you'll understand what I mean when I say there's nowhere we're gonna give up. Like a leader who cries in the face of a monster that lives in a dream. Yeah. Is there anyone out there? Cause it's getting harder and harder to breathe. And is there anyone out there? Cause it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What you were doing was screwing things up inside my head. No better, you never listen to what I said. Clutching your pillow and writhing in the naked sweat, hoping somebody someday will do you like I did. When it gets cold outside and you've got nobody to love, you'll understand what I mean when I say there's nowhere we're gonna give up. Like a leader who cries in the face of a monster that lives in a dream. Yeah. Is there anyone out there? Cause it's getting harder and harder to breathe. And is there anyone out there? Cause it's getting harder and harder to breathe. Does it kill? Does it burn? Is it painful to learn that it's me who has all the control? Does it thrill? Does it sting when you feel what I bring and you wish that you had me to hold? When it gets cold outside and you've got nobody to love, you'll understand what I mean when I say there's nowhere we're gonna give up. Like a leader who cries in the face of a monster that lives in a dream. Yeah. Is there anyone out there? Cause it's getting harder and harder to breathe. And is there anyone out there? Cause it's getting harder and harder to breathe. And is there anyone out there? Cause it's getting harder and harder to breathe. And is there anyone out there? Cause it's getting harder and harder to breathe.